Source, good morning. We are the source. Good morning. I am Paris. We do thank you for being here with us this morning, and don't forget diversity of thought. Got a special treat coming up for you here. I know that some of you love hearing lots of you love hearing Charlie Wilson, and you wanted to know what happened to that. And I thought it was Friday. Okay, so I'll give you some. I'll give you some music. I'll 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 share with you our song. Look, he's playing our song. Now can we do the mystery of tomorrow? When passing from the over day. All the good stuff is inside of you. Remember, you know what they say. Remember, happiness is an inside job. That's the good news. All of it is inside you, my friends. Listen, you think about that. What do we celebrate? We celebrate the fact that you awakened this morning, didn't have to do a thing, That first breath, that jump starts it all, baby. You're in the game now. Yeah, yeah, that first breath, that heartbeat. And the amazing thing about that is be thankful for that first breath and that first heartbeat, because that heartbeat is vital to it all. The heart of it all, the engine that propels it forward. And you think about the wonders of that heart that is within you, and you show gratitude for it. That heart. Remember the days, those of you of a certain age, those of you of a certain age, you remember the times that heart has been disappointed. Remember the times that it has actually seemed like it had been broken, and the times that it had grieved, and yet, boom, it recovered. And then, boom, it beat one more time. Boom. And then another time. And the next thing you know, the days go by, the heart's beating, you're getting inspiration, and you're back in the game. What a wondrous organ. What a wondrous organ. And it's yours. It's yours. Celebrate that heart. Treat it respectfully as a matter of practicality, as a practical matter. Treat it respectfully because it does so much for you. So you do have reason to be thankful, is my point. You do have reason to be thankful, and all of the good things that flow from that. The disappointments that were far less severe than you thought they were. The consequences that didn't seem as horrific as you imagined them being. Your heart brought you through all of that until it found happiness somewhere, some joy, maybe a little love, maybe a lot of love, and then maybe a family, maybe a friend, and you began to rejoice in it. Be thankful you got all of that going for you this morning. We're here on the Morning Magazine on a Friday. We are delighted to be with you, and we've got FIFA's in town. I do want to mention that we've got a lot of visitors in town. So conduct yourselves accordingly. Are you I've got Stevens here. Stevens comes in and tutors me on things, gives me a little tutor. I got he is the guy who is the living version of God for Dummies. He teaches the dummies.
Oh no, I'm still a dummy myself.
I mean, he teaches God for idiots in my case, but he helps us keep this going. And you soccer fan?
Oh yeah, and we call it football where I'm from.
Oh yeah. I know.
Absolutely. The World Cup every 4 years. It's the biggest sport in the world still, and it's just storylines that come out of it has always been amazing. I'm from Colombian heritage. My parents are Colombian, and Colombia's in the tournament, so we're also tracking that, hoping that they make it further in and see who ends up being the champion, because it's every 4 years. Last time it was a great final. It was Argentina versus France, and they were going back and forth all the way to the very end, and Argentina ended up winning. So yeah, I'm excited to see who are going to be the breakout stars, because that's always the big surprise, is a team from out of nowhere just comes in and just kind of dominates and gets everybody excited. So it's going to be fun.
I recall when America began to get, the United States rather, began to get excited about the game in an unusual way because of personality. Now, there were some people who always loved it, but, we thought of it as soccer at the time. And then Pele came.
Oh, yeah.
The great Pele.
Yeah.
And then somebody after that. And I was living in New York at the time. And it was like, just amazing. Many of us here had no idea how many people loved that sport. And then you began to see soccer teams at school, and we had to learn a new language. We thought our football was football, and that's what we.
Well, listen, if there is any story that I would tell people to learn about when it comes to football and and the World Cup is Pele, right? Because football is derived from some of the games that happen in like native lands here in the Americas, right?
Yes.
And they took that to England, and they kind of gave it its format, its rules, and then it became the biggest sport in Europe. And the World Cup was really like a European cup, because like the rest of the world wasn't really considered as competitive, right?
Yeah.
And then here comes Pele at 17 years old, representing Brazil.
Yes.
And goes to the first World Cup, I believe, 1958 in Sweden. And Sweden at that time has a king and a queen, right? And Pele in Brazil are looked at the equivalent of like what Jackie Robinson was in baseball.
Yes, that's right.
You have now a South American country, comprised of mostly, black and mulatto, what they would call, right? Players. Yes. And so the Europeans would look down on them like, oh, well, you're not in our league. But Pele and the rest of the team just was breaking ankles and winning. And then the final game, the World Cup game, being hosted in Sweden, was against Sweden with the king and queen present. And Brazil won, like, I think 3-4-0 or maybe 4-1. And Pele had an incredible game that by the end of the game, the king of Sweden was like applauding and standing up for the Brazilian team. And like, that's why Brazil is so important and special to like the Latin American football heritage, just because like they were the first ones to break through. Because all the other teams that won the World Cup before that was just European teams. Yeah. And like, the classism, racism dynamics was playing in there. Yeah. So I love the Pele story. And then after that, I would say Maradona, which is Argentina, and his incredible story, his career in the 80s when he won 2 World Cups. Because Pele won, I think it was like 3 back-to-back with Brazil. So it was like established Brazil as a powerhouse. Argentina wasn't that far off either. Uruguay has always been a tough Latin American team that's won a couple. And, for us Colombians, we're just hoping that, they get one.
Do you recall the name of the team in New York?
Oh, you're talking about MLS?
I was there.
Like the national team? Like the National League?
MLS? Was that? But there was a team because soccer came to New York. And Pele was a hero in that city. He even came to the United Nations. I remember the traffic was blocked and things were down near that part of town, near 34th Street, 30th. Somewhere, the United Nations is down in Midtown, near Midtown. But he was a big success. Well, that's but
I think what you're talking about is the New York Cosmos.
Cosmos, man, that's what I was talking. Yes,
so
the New York Cosmos.
Because if you think about it in terms of like the NBA, right? NBA is popular all around the world. All international players want to come to the NBA to play. Yes. Right? And in football, it's like the reverse. All the players around the world want to go to the European leagues. They want to play either in the Spanish league, or the Italian league, the German league, and then the British league. They want to play in those. Those are like the most competitive, right? So like when you are now aging your way out and you're not as sharp, then you take that last big contract with with an American league, right?
And in this case, we were just getting on the bandwagon as a nation. The marketing people. That's why New York was such a great city to start.
And it's the same thing that's happening now with Messi, right? Messi, he's like, all right, I can't keep up with these European teams anymore, so I'm just gonna get this last check with the Miami team,
get that payday,
and win the championship here already. Like he won the Major League Soccer championship like his first year in, and still playing, and he's still better than most of the players because like the skill level is just, even though he's older and can't completely keep up with the European caliber. Here he's like a god still. He's playing. So it's the same thing with like Pele. They bring the big name in, hoping that they could create and generate excitement around the U.S. having a soccer team, which they are currently in the cup. So we'll see
and you get into the right media market, because that's the key with everything in New York. So when Pele signed, because again, I only thought of it as soccer. I mean, I knew it was called. They even had to tell us there's another what you guys call football.
Yeah.
There's a football.
Yeah, it's football with a U.
With a U, yeah. Yes, indeed. We are the sources 18 minutes after the hour. Back with you in a moment.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Hi, I'm JJ Walls with Sunnyside Dental, and yes, it's now been over 30 years that we've been providing quality dental care for our patients in the Houston area. It's now come to my attention that many of you that want to come to Sunnyside Dental have Medicare plans that we don't accept. Hold up, that has got to change. Sunnyside Dental is now accepting most Medicare dental plans. WellCare, Liberty, United Healthcare, Cigna, Kelsey Care Advantage, Amerigroup, Aetna, and many more. We're getting on board. Call Sunnyside Dental at 713-738-1999. If you have Medicare and would like to receive the personal touch provided by Sunnyside Dental, call us at 713-738-1999. We look forward to helping you achieve the smile that you can't wait to share with the world.
Got Medicare dental benefits? Call Sunnyside Dental 713-738-1999.
Are you looking for a pharmacy where you're more than just the next person in line, where the pharmacists are friendly, willing to talk to you about your prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, where they make deliveries to customers in the general area? Then you need my pharmacy of choice, Mercury Drive Pharmacy, 918 Mercury Drive, right off of I-10 East near the 610 Loop. James Muldrow and his staff are there to serve you. I've been a customer for over 37 years. The insurance companies have tried to steer me to the corporate pharmacies, but I prefer Mercury Drive. It's a staple in East Houston, serving Fidelity, Jacinto City, Pleasantville, Fifth Ward, North Shore, Wood Forest, Galena Park, Channel View, offering free delivery to those areas and others. Most insurances are accepted. Mercury Drive Pharmacy is open Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Phone 713-674-6122, 713-674-6122. Mr. Muldrow and his staff are happy to serve you. Mercury Drive Pharmacy, 918 Mercury Drive, south of I-10 East.
Force Industries Irrigation is now Aquamatic Irrigation, and Michael Von Williams is still your point of contact. Michael has over 27 years experience in the irrigation industry and is licensed and insured, but he now has additional support. So if you have a lawn sprinkler system that is no longer operating properly, or you're tired of lugging water hoses around, call Aquamatic Irrigation at 346-476-9065. If you don't have a lawn sprinkler system, give Aquamatic Irrigation a call to have your automatic lawn sprinkler system installed. Enjoy your lawn and improve your property value. In order to keep your lawn and landscaping in excellent condition, Aquamatic Irrigation also offers routine maintenance programs to check the system for leaks, proper controller settings, and sprinkler head alignment. Call Aquamatic Irrigation, your sprinkler company, 346-476-9065, or visit our website at www.aquamaticirrigation.
We are the source. Good morning to you. We do thank you for being here with us this morning. It is Friday. It is Friday, and shortly we will have Lydia's going to join us. Lydia is out on the road, enjoying life, and taking some much deserved vacation time. So we're going to share some music. We're going to share some music here with you, but only for a moment or two, because we want to get on with some of the things that are happening in the news and let you know what's happening around the world. But stay tuned for diversity of thought right here on The Source.
Everybody's talking about the high price of eggs. Well, I don't know much about eggs, but I tell you this. If you want great chicken at a great price, how about Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside? Let's hear what his customers are saying. Michelle writes, Chicken Plus has some of the best fried chicken and best fried okra in the city. We stay about 45 minutes away, but the drive is definitely worth it. E. Max says, the chicken is seasoned so well and every bite has a special crunch. It's my go-to chicken spot when I want homemade fried chicken that's always good. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. Great fried chicken, okra, rice and gravy, desserts. You're going to find it all at Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside. You don't have time to make the drive? Hey, no problem. You can order Chicken Plus on DoorDash and Uber Eats. You better do what you got to do to get your hands on some of that great fried chicken, the best fried chicken in the city. Great chicken at great prices. That's Chicken Plus. See you there.
It's 23 minutes after the hour. We do thank you for being here. We were speaking of the World Cup, and our hospitals are preparing for the World Cup challenges. Well, you know, that's one thing we do know about football. One thing they're known for, their crowds. You know that, right? They can be rather raucous. So the Houston hospitals are now preparing for FIFA. 7 World Cup matches are scheduled in Houston between June 14th and July 4th, with national teams from at least 9 countries set to play at Houston Stadium. The influx of international visitors over a 3-week period sets the event apart from others the city has hosted in the past. Our mantra is this is like having 7 Super Bowls within a month. You know, I heard that from a worker over at NRG. This thing is labor intensive, to say the least, according to one of the persons I know who organizes in this and plays a role in helping coordinate the flow of attendees to this thing. And people who are working over there say it's a large job, and you have to consider language barriers, and as the Houston Chronicle points out, not just the language barriers, but the infectious diseases that we've been hearing about. This infectious disease surveillance is a critical part of public health planning for any large event. And so during this World Cup, the Chronicle story says that hospitals need to watch for common respiratory illnesses. This is what they are in fact doing. This comes with monitoring this event. They are watching for common respiratory illnesses like the flu and COVID-19, as well as diseases that are more prevalent in countries with national teams playing in Houston. Texas Department of Human Services, the officials sent hospitals a list. DSHS sent a list of health conditions to be monitored during the event. The list includes conditions that could present a significant health concern like Ebola or measles, as well as conditions that are less likely to have a significant impact, such as malaria and mumps. Hospital emergency departments use travel screenings to identify patients who have been outside of the U.S. Those screenings can help healthcare workers identify the possible cause of patient symptoms and find the best treatments. Now, Memorial Hermann has also been ensuring its hospitals have adequate stocks of medications needed to treat infectious diseases like malaria. According to one of the workers, their spokesperson, He says, we've been drilling our ERs to dust off our procedures on how to deal with international patients. Texas hospitals are required to report cases of highly contagious infectious disease to their local public health agency. So there is indeed a lot to be considered here during this. I mean, it's great for our economy, though. There is no doubt about that. No, it's great for our economy, and we welcome you visitors to our town, and we hope that you will enjoy yourselves and take full advantage of being in Houston and getting a taste of our culture, get our cuisine, Tex-Mex and barbecue and the Brazilian foods and the Argentinian foods, all of the South American foods, and enjoy our cuisine, and welcome here with us. And thanks for making us a part of your listening habit as well. All right. A little smooth two-step for you. A little two-step for you this morning. Diversity of thought. How's that for diversity? How is that for diversity of thought? Lydia, we changed things around. We moved the furniture around. We thought we'd do a little two-step coming in, but you see what happens when I'm left to choose the music for your opening.
Listen at you. I'm missing it a little bit, but it sounds like you're figuring out a way to kind of get it back in. I love the music. Whatever song you play, Paris, is going to be perfect. It's going to be on and popping.
Well, I now have added more of an Asian feel to my moniker now. It's like I'm Gucci. I'm Gucci, but now I like to say I'm Gucci Yummy.
Gucci Yummy.
I thought I'd go there. Gucci Yummy. Yeah. Good Yummy. You've heard of good and plenty. Gucci and Yummy.
Yes.
That's me.
Okay.
The alter ego, I guess. But let's say good morning to Awesome Rob, who wanted me to let you know that he's got his ears on this morning, and he's got the entire Awesome family there, awesome mother-in-law, awesome wife, and they are with us, and they are supporters and listeners as well, and we send much love out to them this morning. But Awesome really enjoys diversity of thought, and the same is true, of course, for Scurry and Bo. I think Bo is down in Norfolk, Virginia, down in my in my hometown, kicking it around Norfolk, Portsmouth, the Hampton Roads area down there, Tidewater, and then of course there is the brother Chris. We say good morning to brother Chris, and so many others. But listen, a lot has gone on, and you've been silent in the eastern seaboard. You've been out there on the eastern seaboard, living it up. Yeah. I suppose, with great seafood and all of those other enjoyable things.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Paris. It's been I've really I've enjoyed myself. Mm-hmm. We've had an opportunity to spend time with family. It's been a fun little getaway, We were in D.C. yesterday. Powerful visit to the National Museum of African American History and Culture.
Okay.
We took in those, all the iconic views there of all the places that we talk about here on the station, the Capitol. Survived the absolutely horrendous D.C. traffic.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah. You got caught on the freeways, 395, 295, 495, and all of those interchanges.
Just going into D.C., heading north from Pennsylvania south.
Yes.
There.
Okay. Yeah.
And just getting there, it was horrible. But anyway, with that, it's been worth every minute. The best part's been catching up with relatives we haven't seen in a while. It's been fun. It's been meaningful, and a reminder of how good it feels to reconnect. We took one of our grandsons is here with us. We took him with us, so he had a chance to again see some of these places with us, and we talked about he's 12, so right at that almost preteen age, and so talking about the branches of government, all those things that we say we want to do with our kids, and giving them some civic lessons that are applicable for their age, and why it's important to vote, and what all of this means. And so it was cool. It was really nice. And then on top of everything I mentioned to you before I left, but our family was blessed not only with one, but 2 high school graduates this year. So I wanted to give a shout out again to Kamora Kehalani and Miss Camille. There's a beautiful milestone for both of them and a joy for all of us. So we had a chance to do that. And I don't know if did you see the pictures, the 2 pictures I sent you?
I did not. I
You
might
didn't
have
see them?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
We texted last night, and then I went right back to sleep.
You went to sleep?
Right after we had that exchange. It's
Okay.
I went right back to sleep.
You get a chance, but she, I think I mentioned to you that the other side of her family is are native of Hawaii.
Oh, she's beautiful. I'm looking at it now. Kamora Kahalani? Kamora Kahalani? Kehalani. Yeah, Kamora.
Yeah.
Kehalani.
And so, scholarship, academic scholarship, University of Hawaii. So I was behind on that. We were thinking Villanova, but some other developments had happened.
Okay.
She's going to be, and
congratulations.
Her mom's side of the family was there. Her dad was there, and so from Hawaii. So he was there for the graduation, but he's going to have an opportunity to spend some time with her because I think she said he was about 15 minutes from the campus, and so she's excited about that. And,
Kamora Kahalani Francis Flanagan. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we're blessed. But I've been listening to you, like you say, you've been moving furniture around. And
yeah.
I see you. I hear you.
Yes.
I guess I should say,
Yeah.
welcome back to Michael Harris.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
So we've been listening to the station as we drive around during the day and go from place to place. So been listening to you. I've been listening to Michael. And, I thought I was going to be surprising. I thought I was going to surprise everyone because I called Michael Harris and I was like, hey, Michael, how you doing? I would love for you to come on with me. And he said, oh, yeah. Never mentioned any of this, that he was coming back.
It was up in the air. You know how men can be. Wait a minute. Let me say this so I am not offensive, right? But here's the deal. You know how we can move on things. You give us gifts. We just, people say, okay, well, look, we're going to come in and we're gonna have it choreographed, and we're gonna do it this way. And you give us a gift. We just gonna tear the cover off. We just gonna get right to it. That's sort of like it was, right? I mean, it's like we just like said, okay, maybe we better do it. Maybe we were just gonna go ahead and do this. So I think Jaron picked up the phone and called Michael. I picked up the phone and called Michael. And I said, look, we need this, and then Michael and Jaron have been talking, so it was all great, it was all great. But and you and I you told me about it, you told me about you were thinking like that.
I'm so excited about him coming back, and hearing Michael and his stories and his take on the world.
Yes.
And so really excited about that. I saw on YouTube you and Stevens talking a little while ago about the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I do see a lot of energy around in these different cities in Philadelphia, but I've been seeing on TV in Eley, the rollout, the U.S. rollout, and in Los Angeles. They had the big launch there, and now that excitement it has actually been moving through Houston for a while. because I'm a part of the Houston Sports Authority group. I get
really?
emails from them,
okay.
and they've been talking about it for the past couple of years, actually rolling it out. And but this is the first time in a generation that the World Cup is touching down across the U.S. at this scale, and every host city is treating it like a once-in-a-lifetime moment, which it is up to this point.
Yeah.
So, and Houston is stepping up in a big way. They've got fan events, community celebrations, and an international buzz. Lonnie, as we were traveling with the Philly, and he purchased a World Cup T-shirt.
Oh, okay.
And he had it on when we were traveling, of course, because he's looking for people to say something about it, right? And so as soon as we get to the hotel in Philly, there's these folks that walk up to us and say, this guy walks up to him and says, "Oh my God, I love your shirt. Can I take a picture with you?" And it's like, come on now, dude. But anyway, so they had, their classic citywide celebration. And while we were in town there, it was Gay Pride Week last week, right?
Sure, yes.
So all across the U.S., so there was a lot going on in the city. I mean, we didn't realize that. But when we got there was a lot of activity. There was a lot going on. So cool. I'm excited about the tournament, and you can see. I don't know the images I see on TV, Paris, and you tell me if you picking up something different. But it seemed like them wanting to take a picture with him. On the back of the T-shirt, it had all of the different flags of all the different countries that were participating, right? And so is it how it might be kind of pulling people together a little bit from a global perspective? I don't know.
Well, there is certainly. I'm trying to understand more about the. I'm not trying to understand more about it. I am beginning to pay more attention to how it is. I'm trying to watch the rollout to see just where I am, because I know I have missed a lot of changes in the world of sports, and I've just it's just always been in the background. I don't drill down on those things, but this sounds like a big event. And I was saying, you may have heard me say this. I was talking to a friend of mine who works with some of the companies that put these things on, and she used this exact same language in one of their training sessions. They refer to this as it's like having seven Super Bowls in dealing with with the logistics of certain areas of the building. Even people who work there have to be reauthorized to go into. There are color levels to this, because there is the worldwide threat that is very prevalent now, and so they have to be super careful about this. So it's just a lot of work for everybody involved. And what does please me is to know that some of our guys, some of our people, Alindria is over there. But also some of our listeners that were hired when we sent out the call for people who wanted additional work, additional jobs. Some of those people are over there working still now, 2 years later, and they're over there for this. And so that is a good thing. That is a good thing too. I want to thank Sandra Smith for helping us. Helping us have those. But So that was a good thing.
It is interesting that you talk about protection, because when we parked yesterday to walk over to the museum, the parking garage was in the U.S. Customs and Border Protection building.
Right.
So, we were in there with ICE. I actually took a picture of the building. It was just so funny, Paris, to see that back that and the majority of people that were in there were, whites and blacks in there working, but there were a lot of African Americans, from what I could see, that were in there too, working. Also, the banner of Trump, and I think it was Teddy Roosevelt who had hanging next to in front of the Department of Justice. Oh my God, it was just so, I don't know, funny. And then we've been to DC before, but I was just thinking about, like, even when we travel to New Orleans, I could just take a big what do you call that thing, power washer, and then just clean it up.
Life in the big city. Life in the big city.
Yeah, because he's saying he's clean, and there were some things that look like that. Oh my God! And the big cage match thing that's on the lawn, blocking the view of the White House. That was crazy.
Okay, let's break that down. Because see, these are the things. These are your go buttons here. These are your go buttons. So I may as well, on a Fifth of Friday, what the hell? I may as well push one or two of them here. So let me. Okay, so here's the deal. We're talking. I'm giving you my view on it, and meanwhile, I'm minimizing it. But when I step back and say, wait a minute, there is a lot of furor among these things. I'm talking about it like I'm just reading the paper or something. But no, there is a lot of, it's not as calm as I pointed it out to be. There are people really unhappy with the way this has been organized with the people. So I want to hear you on immigration. Let me give you this observation. Since you brought it up, the Customs and Border Patrol, Immigration and Customs Enforcement are providing security, as you say. So now, stringent immigration policies are impacting the tournament. So high-profile incidents include the denial of entry for a Somali referee and the prolonged detainment of an Iraqi striker. Now, that was what I heard about, prompting travel advisories from civil rights groups. So what are you hearing on these things, the visas and denials and the other security and immigration enforcement concerns?
I mean, I heard about, and this was before we left, about the folks being detained in Mexico, the soccer team from the Congo. Had you heard about that? And Ebola, right?
Yeah.
And the soccer players, and that was before we left. And the thing that crossed my mind when my husband had on his T-shirt, I'm like, oh Lord, they gonna think you look at us and think, okay, I need to be. I might catch Ebola on the plane. But people asking to stop and take pictures of her, touching the back of the shirt. So obviously, but that thought did cross my mind as we were leaving to get on the plane, but I never said anything about it. But there's a lot going on around that. Sometimes terrorists just actually being there in DC and walking around and seeing the number of people that I know were from different places, right, all over the world, that some of those concerns about people being from other parts of the country, immigration and all of that. I don't know. So just like I said, I saw tons of people from different places, and there didn't seem to be a big uproar in the city about it. And so I don't know. Maybe it's the media a little bit that's playing it up. I don't know. What do you think? it could be it, because like I said, I didn't see anything happening around me, although I was not everywhere, but that pointed to, oh, okay, there's this big uptick in looking for people who are from different places. I mean, they had people from different places trying to sell you stuff. You know, just
well, you know, the entrepreneurs are going to always, they're not going to miss this hustle. They're going to always, you know, you got people who are coming, but then, but then what about the people who are being kept out? I'm hearing about countries who.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the soccer. Yeah. And I think a lot of that may be Paris because of the image that he's trying to portray with them and to other countries about the take, and you know, I don't think it's helping the World Cup, because if the media is reporting that kind of thing, you're keeping people away from the festivities, or it appears that you're trying to. And why would you do something like that when it's going to bring money to our country, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, and speaking of money, you know what's happening today?
What? No. What? Wait, before we do, I need your take on this with Lydia for a minute. Stevens is here. Stevens is here.
Hello. How you doing?
Hi. Hello. How you doing? I missed y'all this week because we were out and about doing things. I meant to, try to listen, but I did hear some of the rebroadcast yesterday morning that Paris played of the show. I think you're doing an awesome job, and thank you for coming on and bringing the guests with you. I need to go back and listen to your show from last week, because you talked about your online presence and how to refresh and being blocked, and that's some stuff.
Oh yes, that
was really good.
Yeah. We got to drill down on that shadow band. I've been shadow band for is it shadow band or shadow block?
Shadow band.
Oh, it all seems the same to me. I've been in that status for like 6 years.
I know, and that's just
wild.
Part of the process that we got to learn how to navigate around. Unfortunately.
Yeah, but I had to learn the word first, and then it took me another 5 years to hear from you that there was a way around it.
Right.
But look, here's what we wanted from you this morning, because we were talking about how the soccer games are playing out worldwide with the countries who are involved, from the immigration policy standpoint, from our ICE and customs. Can you tell us how's this being received?
I mean, unfortunately, the United States is standing out for being exactly the fascist country that people were warning that it was going to be with this administration. And ICE has detained players, referees, officials from all different countries. And they all happen to be darker skin toned and whatnot. And it's not even much like airport security. Is actual ICE that's approaching these people and detaining them, and in some cases denying their entry. So I haven't seen any updates on any of them as far as like have they been allowed to get through and everything. But so far so good. But yeah, the U.S. right now, along with ticket prices being a thing, it being outrageous.
Right.
The U.S. hosting the games that it's hosting is standing out as like the worst out of the three. Canada and Mexico don't have these issues.
Wow. So have you, because they launched the games in Los Angeles, and I know when everybody first heard the games were coming here and all this was going on, I think a lot of people, their minds may have gone to Eley and ICE having a really big presence there, but it doesn't seem that there's been too much of an issue in the city. Have you heard of anything yet?
Well, I mean, not necessarily, because the games haven't started in the U.S. yet. I think today maybe a couple, the first ones, because yesterday was Mexico game, like Mexico played.
Yeah, Mexico and South Africa. I
Yeah,
think.
and then so the other game was also in Guadalajara, which is also Mexico. So for today, I think there are some games in the U.S. Let me see. We have Toronto up hosting a game today, and then the U.S. is playing, and they're playing in Los Angeles today at 8 p.m. So we'll see how that one goes because the game hasn't even started. You know, people start arriving to the stadium before the game starts, probably 2 hours before, so around 6 p.m. And that is for us, 8 p.m. Local time. So, like, yeah, we'll probably start seeing some videos and maybe some clashes because, you know, there's going to be protesters out there. There are going to be people that are going to be trying to antagonize on either side, and we'll see how that results at the end after this game.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And I know soccer, I cannot tell you. Well, my one experience, Stevens, or a couple of experiences that I had. The company I worked for, been to a soccer game, U.S. Dynamo game, right?
Right.
And having seen players, like global players from other countries, the U.S. players seem kind of small in comparison to the other players from different parts of the world. Is that your experience?
I mean, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, as far as, like, you know, the U.S. Caliber hasn't been, you know, as great as the European players and South American players, in size, but also in skill. You know, the skill level. That's why MLS is still growing, but it's not a big league here in the U.S. This go round with the World Cup is their big promotional push to get people engaged with, you know, Major League Soccer, because these are the players that are playing, you know, for the most part in the U.S. So hopefully they have a great outing and gets people excited. We are noticing more and more folks that are born here, but they're from other countries that have more soccer love and everything. So maybe that's incorporating the people who might be able to lift the skill level up, because the U.S. soccer team, men's soccer team at least, because the women's soccer team has been much more successful in the past. But we'll see how it goes.
All right. Hey, Stevens, we gotta thank you so much. I want to thank both you and Lydia for playing career roulette here with me this morning. It's a little game. I invite you to the microphone, and we choose a random topic and see how long. Both of you did well. You did exceedingly well. Yeah, your careers are alive and thriving.
Alive and thriving. But, I think I have seen, like you said, the MLS versus like the World Cup type soccer. And just from my visuals and what I saw, because I am an American football fan, it just looked like the players were larger in size, faster, bigger, and so I understood seeing the difference between those two, why the U.S., like you say, the men's soccer teams were maybe kind of having some challenges, but as soccer possibly becomes, I shouldn't say possibly, when it becomes more popular moving forward, you'll get some of those larger players, you know, on some of these MLS teams. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for it because, you know, World Cups are every 4 years, and it really does create a lot of great energy around the sport. So we'll see how.
So what do you think about some of the racism in the other countries when when players of color attend or play in these matches? You know, the different things that happen that are racist.
Yeah, no, I mean,
bananas and all this kind of stuff.
When it comes to soccer fans, especially in Europe and even here in South America, there are horrible incidents of racism, homophobia, just as a way to taunt, and you know they have chants. They come up with some creative chants that are meant to get in the player's head, but they're also crossing lines. So I know there's been some addressing of that throughout the years, incidents with specific players, and they address the fans. But they have names for some of these fans, like I know in England they call them hooligans, right?
You're right.
They prepare, just like tailgating. They prepare at the bar or the pub, how they call it, and drinking until it's time for the game, and they'll go to the game, to the stadium, and they're ready to fight each other because that's just how the fanaticism of it all. Yeah. But
gotcha.
and then you're mixing alcohol with masculinity, so that you're gonna get a whole lot of ignorant commentary and stuff. So provocations and all that. But slowly but surely they're addressing it. The biggest thing now, I think, has been some of the clubs standing up to the league for allowing teams from Israel to participate in anything, because they try to use, because they have home games, right? But they can't play in Israel right now.
Right.
So they try to host their home games in a different European country. And then the citizens of that country show up and they protest, like, we don't want to host their games here either. And it's just like the league is being challenged with, like, not just the way that the fans behave, but also the politics of it all.
Wow, that's interesting.
It kind of reminds you of the Olympics in a way. It's always going to be something, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because people are always one group is going to always be fighting with another. But I like how the NFL is now, playing games in other countries as well.
Right.
And maybe that'll help with some of the racism that we've been seeing in soccer. Hopefully.
Yeah.
But
so.
But anyway,
I'm
excited. Be listening to you this next week, and trying to give you a call.
All right, we'll be here. Thank you so much, Lydia.
All right. So we are the Source. You have a great day, Stevenson. Thank you so much, man, for bringing that international perspective here. And Lydia, I will say this: it is interesting because as he was talking about that, I'm thinking about how people are using morality for leverage. We don't want them. We don't just want them not to play their game here. We don't want them to play here in our stadium. That's an interesting approach to to having a. Some people will call it. Many people will call it political, but it's, for me, actually both political and moral. It's using morality as leverage, isn't it?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And I think we do that all the time, Perry.
Yeah, we do. It just seems more pronounced now when we're talking about world games and one country against another.
Yes.
And to use it. Yeah, we do when we are doing local events. I guess because it's inside the country, I don't think about it as much. I say, it's like Kaepernick and football. Football and kneeling and police brutality, right?
Look at Russia. We've been boycotting Russia for years in the Olympics. Germany at one point. With what they had going on over there. That must have been pretty interesting. I'm not trying to get too far off the path.
Yes.
But competing in the Olympics in Germany.
Oh, yeah, 29 with Jesse Owens. Yeah.
Jesse Owens. Yeah, that was really, thinking about it now and all of the things that have occurred, that was just, I can imagine how challenging that was overall, but not only that, how comfortable the majority community that went there, how comfortable they felt in that situation.
Yes.
But the African Jews and the African Americans were, of course, taxed with what they were going through. So I don't know, just morality and sports and all that's tied up together, but. Going back to the money again.
Yes.
Do you see what's happening today? And you were saying, no, Lydia, I don't know what's going on. SpaceX's IPO launch is happening today. Is debut on the public market is one of those moments where the financial world and the future collide. You know, they priced their shares at $135 each.
Okay.
So just FYI. That was on Thursday, and the day it opened. So they raised about $75 billion. Money that they say will help fuel everything from building a human colony on Mars to deploying solar-powered data centers in space. Remember I mentioned that when I was talking about the data centers?
Yes,
Yes.
of course.
And so that's something that that this SpaceX is trying to do. And that's the thing about an IPO. And for those of you that aren't familiar with an IPO, that's okay. It's an initial public offering. It's the moment a private company opens itself up to everyday investors, letting the public buy in. So when a company raises that kind of money on day one, it tells you investors aren't just buying stock, they're buying the vision. So SpaceX isn't just launching rockets, it's redefining space infrastructure. Their reusable rockets have changed the economics of space flight. And Starlink, I saw Starlink signed yesterday, their global satellite internet network is already reshaping connectivity on the ground. Thousands of satellites are delivering high-speed internet to rural communities, disaster zones, and places traditional broadband can't reach. Is communications, defense capabilities, and economic access all in one system. So the implications for the market are big. Again, $75 billion IPO in a global economy still wrestling with sticky inflation, higher borrowing costs, and geopolitical uncertainty sends a very different kind of signal. It says investors are still have an appetite for bold, long horizon innovation. It can even lift market sentiment because when a company with this kind of ambition, they succeed in raising capital like that, it nudges other tech and infrastructure players to consider making moves of their own. So in a moment where the world economy is recalibrating, SpaceX stepping onto the public stage feels like a reminder that some sectors aren't slowing down. They're accelerating and they're pulling the future with them. So in the U.S. economy right now, it feels like we're living in two realities at once. On one hand, the economy is still growing, but not booming. But moving forward with steady, deliberate steps. People are working. Some people are working. Businesses are investing, and the country hasn't slipped into the slowdown many predicted. But on the other hand, inflation has crept back into the conversation in a real way. Prices aren't exploding like they were a couple of years ago, but they're rising enough to make households feel the pinch again. And some people are feeling that pinch more than others. So energy is the big driver. With global tensions shaking up oil markets, gas prices are pushed higher, and that ripple shows up everywhere in shipping and groceries, the cost of doing business. And even though core inflation has cooled, those everyday essentials are what people feel the most. So the economists here are describing this moment as recalibration. Not crisis, not a boom, but careful balancing act. The Fed's watching closely, trying to decide whether to hold steady or step in again. And for families, it's about navigating an economy that's stable on paper, but still unpredictable at the checkout line. I've also heard the economists say that the Fed will probably be raising rates. They're doing this betting on the poly market, right? And I know a lot of people may not be familiar with that, but, you know, they're betting on everything now. I want to ask you what you think about that, too. So, anyway, that's what, basically my thought about the economy today. I don't know. What do you think about it? What have you been reading and seeing out there?
I want to tap down a little. I want to drill down just a little. When you talked about IPOs and you explained what they were, and it made me think about finding out, getting a background picture on how they have been doing. And so while you were talking, I pulled up the past performance of the kinds of companies that have had IPOs over the last 20 years and their performances, and that gives us some idea of just how important society thinks something is, not just society but as reflected through investors, right? And that's what you were saying. You said it's a reflection of what they brought into the vision. As an example, number one in the past 20 years, Facebook, it's social media. Its IPA date was May 18th, 2012, and their size was $16 billion, and the first day performance was plus 61%. Also, Alibaba Group, and that's e-commerce. Their first day performance plus 38.7%. They've grown since that first day performance of $16 billion. And I'm sorry, of $21.8 billion. Alibaba has grown to plus they're averaging 38% now. So Twitter, Snap, Uber Technologies, it crystallizes what you were saying. These are the kinds of expectations. These are the kinds of companies that people have high expectations on, and they go out and they raise $3 billion, $8.1 billion. What is the expected performance for now? I know Zoom had a $751 million IPO. You know, what is it for today for this stock? Did you say? Today's offering.
75 billion.
70. Okay. Yeah. That means
they raised 75 billion. But they have this, and the majority of those, other than the e-commerce, but e-commerce is still a form of AI because it's allowing you to purchase online, right? But they have this new company that just launched, and this is something that we should look at as well. So we're always talking about AI, right? But there is a company now. They're the first ones to do this. I saw this yesterday. It's called Helix Digital Infrastructure, and they are selling their services to assist companies with building infrastructure for AI for their company.
Okay. That's going to be a critical part of this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta have somewhere to lay your weary head, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's the former CEO of Amazon Web Services.
Sure.
And so, that's in his wheelhouse. So, and when I don't know this terminology, full stack. Maybe Bo could comment on that if he's listening. But they're not just building data centers. They're also handling the power generation, the transmission, the cooling system, the networking that AI workloads demand. So, in other words, they're creating utility-grade infrastructure that, the cloud people that have presence in the cloud, like Amazon AWS. A lot of you guys may have seen that name out there. Microsoft Azure and Google Cloud can plug into when their own build-outs hit grid limits or permitting delays. So they're again building the infrastructure that some of these other companies can plug into. So if you're a company and you're launching and you know that you want to provide services to your consumer base, you need something that is AI based in order to be able to keep up with all the other folks out there. So
it's going to be interesting. Go ahead, please.
No, you go ahead.
it's going to be interesting to see how swiftly this can be done, or how easily or how difficult this may be done, because now you've got people pushing back in a way against AI that we didn't necessarily see to the same extent we did with, say, Facebook and social media, because it wasn't so prevalent, the role that they would be taking in our community's infrastructure, in sharing the resources that taxpayers share, because communities are pushing back, saying, "Wait a minute, you guys you got to provide your own infrastructure. We don't want our water going to cool going to cool your computing equipment." So we're seeing more of that pushback now. Right,
and you need to, and I talked about that when we were discussing, I think not last week, but the week before yes. I left, that yes, this is shaping the future. But some of these funds, and we know SpaceX, we know Elon Musk has a government contract, but with this IPO of SpaceX, he become, I think this will make him the first trillionaire.
Hello? All right, hold on. I think so too. Yeah. I think so too.
So I think that the government legislation needs to be structured around the control of this, what it's actually doing, how is it protecting us as consumers, or is it protecting us as consumers? And so the people who are going to need to understand this stuff, they're really they can't be lightweight in the tech space.
Yes.
And they're going to have to really have a handle on what some of this, on what all of this means, and be able to poke holes in this stuff so that we can make sure that we're being protected. Our information is being protected, because that's a big thing now, but I think as we move into the future, it's going to be an even larger thing. And so, are we interested?
Yeah.
Because, with this SpaceX, Elon trying to take us to Mars. He's trying to set up the first colony on Mars. He's trying to have, at least 1 million people on Mars. So I'm just, is that what we want to do?
Well, this is why I'm saying they need to get past the other step first. I was listening to the line in the story that talked about colonies on Mars and all of that. They're going to have to see where these buildings are going to be. They're going to have to touch down on Earth here for a moment, in these state legislatures and city council boards and meetings to first answer some questions for the American people. And ordinarily, I think there was a time when that used to be just perfunctory. You just sign off on it, rubber stamp it, and let it go. But now people are talking about the cost of the energy, the cost of electricity, and these things consume, from what we're told, monstrous amounts of these things. These centers can consume enough power to run a small a suburb or so many hundreds of thousands of homes. So this may not be the cakewalk that it used to be, and elected officials are getting pushed back now. Yeah,
they are. But think about what I just mentioned. SpaceX is I don't think, a lot of people may think that SpaceX is what's going to get Elon Musk there, but it's really volatile, right? I think Starlink is the real moneymaker.
Yes.
I think Starlink is the real wealth engine. because you think about it's something that can be used now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the global broadband provider. It's the backbone for defense communications. It's a key player in AI-driven data transmission. And what I was saying earlier,
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have these data centers here taking up space. They would literally be in space.
In the cloud.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Okay. Yes.
They would be in space.
Yes.
They wouldn't be here using water or any of those things. So, but
That's
markets
interesting.
don't-
I saying that they would draw the water from where? From
No, you don't need necessarily water.
Oh,
to
okay.
cool. You don't
Okay.
need water to cool data centers. You can use
if they're in
something-
space, you're saying, right?
antifreeze.
Okay.
But there are different things you can use other than water to cool data centers. But yeah, that's if it's on Earth. But if it's in space, you don't need the water to cool it. I mean, there's other technology. I don't know. I think the temperature and space. I don't get me to.
I know. No, it's just
Okay.
yeah. No, I agree.
But yeah, all of the physical concerns that we're having now, where these huge warehouses are being built in these different places, and the water that's being used, that I'm sure Elon's going to sell that. And that, if I was him,
Right.
that would be the area that I would start the broadband and trying to get that launched. Or I think it's already some out there. I think that they use some now, because remember there were some countries that they wouldn't allow to use Starlink for whatever reason. Remember? I forget what it was.
I do.
But yeah, I think there's already some satellites out there, but creating those data centers in space is definitely the way to go. So yeah,
It's going to be interesting, and we're going to have further conversations about Elon. This is going to be a part of it now, because Elon made the statement that he doesn't think that South Africa's exploitation was the reason for poverty in Africa, on the African continent, and some of the observers, some analysts have pointed out that Musk has lithium batteries. And lithium, yes, and lithium. The batteries were a game changer, lifetime, and I mean, and the endurance and all of those, and all of that, and one of the things that's important is cobalt comes from the Republic of the Congo, and it is rich in that mineral for cobalt, for cobalt, and there's already a problem there with child labor being used. So we're going to hear more about. I think we're going to hear more updated talk about the structure of colonialism, only updated in modern terms. You got a couple of callers on.
Okay, cool.
Okay, let's go to the first caller here. Hello, caller, you're on. Good morning.
Elon Musk remind me of that Marvin Gaye song. Believe half of what you hear and none of what you half of what you see and none of what you hear. No, you cannot sell me on Elon Musk. I'm not going to Mars, any place where my body got to provide the water, and no place where oxygen is basically suspect. But that's just me. How you guys doing this morning?
Hey, sure. What's going on? How are you, man?
No. Y'all started talking about finance, and I said, okay, I need to get in on and see what's going on here. But
are you going to
SpaceX had
SpaceX?
What is it?
What
was SpaceX 555 million shares? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Lydia.
I said, are you going to buy some SpaceX stock for?
It's too late. It's gone.
Oh, it's all gone.
It's all gone. 555 million shares. He looking to raise $75 billion. That's with a B And the valuation of the stock is looking to be 1.75 trillion. That's with a T. That's just what I saw. But, hey, it's all suspect. We all got that kind of pocket change, especially Paris Eley. I know Paris is ready. So
no, well, you're partially right. I got some tea in my pocket. That's it.
You got some tea.
Tea leaves. Tea leaves.
And you can pick up an AB, whatever you need to pick up anytime, right?
Right.
But guys, we got to start thinking about, and I'm okay with looking at investments, but that's a lot of money for a lot of people that we talk to every day, and most of us can't get into these IPOs. I was thinking about, as a matter of fact, I was trying to put something together that we could talk about a little later, but basically, we can't start telling people to invest until they've taken care of their home, and I've said this over and over again. You first got to get away from that high-interest credit card debt and any other debt you have. That's the first thing. You got to get away from that. But there are small things that you can do, and I've been teasing Paris about it. Places like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, SoFi, you can invest as little as $10 a month and be involved in the stock market. You're not going to make $1 billion, but at least it'll get you started. And then when you get everything else taken care of, you can up that and consistently put money away so that when you and I'm talking, as late as 50, you can start this. Maybe 60, 65 when you retire, because you'll probably have a little bit more throwaway change. Maybe not. Okay. But we got to start thinking about what the way the future's going. We got to start thinking about 3 years from now, when this man is out of office and all this stuff that has to get torn down gets torn down. And they're talking about Social Security. What was the last date on Social Security? 2032?
Yeah, I think it was.
I'm
not certain.
The insolvency date for Social Security. You know how many people that's going to put out of money in 2032?
Yeah.
Well, it's not only about that. It's also about these jobs, because of AI, that aren't being created. If people aren't paying taxes and paying into the Social Security fund, then that's off, and the population is not what it was before. There's just not going to be, the money's going to run out. And I think the AI, the jobs that are no longer going to be there, all tie into Social Security. And I don't think people are considering that and thinking far enough down the road. But I don't know, Sherman, if you heard Barbara Walker Green, who was on the show, and she's a financial consultant. But we're going to have her on to continue to talk about the budgeting and what we're doing in our everyday lives, what we could do better in order to have, the funds properly that are going to be there. So, yeah, she's gonna be on with us periodically to share that message, along with yourself on Monday. So,
I'll look in on it every now and then.
Okay, guys. All right. Want to thank you so much. Want to thank you so much, as always, man.
Really
yes,
thank
indeed.
For doing this.
Yeah. A lot to follow up on. All right, callers, we're going to be back in just a moment. Hang on. We see you there. We see you. We're coming back, and we'll get more into the diversity of thought with Lydia Flanagan this morning, out on the roving patrol. So you just stay tuned.
Are you looking for a pharmacy where you're more than just the next person in line, where the pharmacists are friendly, willing to talk to you about your prescriptions and over-the-counter medications, where they make deliveries to customers in the general area? Then you need my pharmacy of choice, Mercury Drive Pharmacy, 918 Mercury Drive, right off of I-10 East near the 610 Loop. James Muldrow and his staff are there to serve you. I've been a customer for over 37 years. The insurance companies have tried to steer me to the corporate pharmacies, but I prefer Mercury Drive. It's a staple in East Houston, serving Fidelity, Jacinto City, Pleasantville, Fifth Ward, North Shore, Wood Forest, Galena Park, Channel View, offering free delivery to those areas and others. Most insurances are accepted. Mercury Drive Pharmacy is open Monday through Saturday for your convenience. Phone 713-674-6122, 713-674-6122. Mr. Muldrow and his staff are happy to serve you. Mercury Drive Pharmacy, 918 Mercury Drive, south of I-10 East.
Are you tired of that old driveway with its ugly cracks and holes? Do you hold your family gatherings indoors because the outside is just not useful? Thinking of building a new structure to add more living space to your home? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need to call Sid. 832-657-4494. Sid's Services is a one-stop shop for all your residential concrete needs. They specialize in driveways, patios, house slabs, and foundations. Sid's has over 20 years in quality residential construction. He's honest and provides excellent work to each customer. If you know that it's time to redo that old driveway or patio, or if you'd like to add more living space to your home, call Sid's Services, 832-657-4494, 832-657-4494. Remember, at Sid's, one call does it all.
This is Gilbert Andrew Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert, talk, inspiration, and prayer. Listen to my show every Monday from 11 to 12 on KWWJ 1360 AM, KYOK 1140 AM, KCOH at 1230 KCOH.com, Sankeet Radio at 95.1 FM, 1460 AM, and Latino Sports, KEYH 850 AM. Call in at 832-570-8075 and follow me on social media. See you then.
A Tip from Gilbert, Mondays 11 a.m. on 1230 KCOH, The Source.
In life's most difficult moments, comfort matters. At Lord Edward Memorial, we believe every life is a blessing worth honoring with dignity and care. With a combined 60 years of experience, our compassionate staff walks beside your family with faith, respect, and understanding. Lord Edward Memorial, serving families with grace, compassion, and heartfelt care. Visit us at 6677 Rookin Street, Houston, 77074, or give us a phone call at 346-446-6675.
Saturdays, we're taking you back with Carrie Lewis on Inside Tracks. Soulful, funky, rhythm and blues, disco, doo-wop, rock and roll, new jack swing, and everything in between. Inside Tracks has all the classics for you and even those forgotten gems too. So join Carrie Lewis on Inside Tracks every Saturday afternoon beginning at 2 p.m. only on KCOH 1230 The Source.
Everybody's talking about the high price of eggs. I don't know much about eggs, but I tell you this. If you want great chicken at a great price, how about Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside? Let's hear what his customers are saying. Michelle writes, Chicken Plus has some of the best fried chicken and best fried okra in the city. We stay about 45 minutes away, but the drive is definitely worth it. E. Max says, the chicken is seasoned so well and every bite has a special crunch. It's my go-to chicken spot when I want homemade fried chicken that's always good. Now that's what I'm talking about right there. Great fried chicken, okra, rice and gravy, desserts. You're going to find it all at Chicken Plus, 6210 North Wayside. You don't have time to make the drive? Hey, no problem. You can order Chicken Plus on DoorDash and Uber Eats. You better do what you got to do to get your hands on some of that great fried chicken, the best fried chicken in the city. Great chicken at great prices. That's Chicken Plus. See you there.
WeServiceUnlimited.com. WeServiceUnlimited.com. 833-937-3788. 833-937-3788. Well, hello. It's getting hot in here. You don't need to worry or have no fear, 'cause we serve you. we serve. We serve you. We serve you. Oh, we serve.
Big job, small job. Call We Service Unlimited 833-937-3788 or go to WeServiceUnlimited.com.
Saturdays, we're taking you back with Carrie Lewis on Inside Tracks. Soulful, funky, rhythm and blues, disco, doo-wop, rock and roll, new jack swing, and everything in between. Inside Tracks has all the classics for you and even those forgotten gems too. So join Carrie Lewis on Inside Tracks every Saturday afternoon beginning at 2 p.m. only on KCOH 1230 The Source.
All right. Kerry Lewis, our guy, he'll be here on tomorrow afternoon following Akua Fayette. And what is your life changer? That's going to take place right here tomorrow. You be sure that you're present for that. And so, Lydia, we've got other callers on hold for you here, ready to roll.
All right, let's go.
All right. Hey, all right. My man coming out of the north. my man bringing it back and forth. Mr. Scurry, Ron Scurry, y'all get in a hurry. Come meet him. Come greet him. Hello, brother. What's up?
All right. Lydia, how you doing this morning? You out there traveling with the Stone Soul Picnic and scurrying all around the states, I see.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you, Scurry. With some of that, with the moonshine and the
sassafras
and moonshine. Okay. So yeah, always good to hear from you. You're South. I guess you don't.
Yeah,
say
I'm
on the air.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
so
Did y'all fly out or y'all did a road trip?
Oh no, a road trip up. Oh no, yeah, we flew out.
Oh, okay. So you flew out of Harvey or?
Yeah.
Did y'all fly?
Flying.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Excited about that.
All right.
Yeah.
Anytime you fly out of Harvey and you come into any customer service agent or any operational agents, the guys when you're boarding in to go into the plane, you can say my name and they're gonna tell you where I am if I'm there.
Are they gonna give me preferential boarding every time I say your name, sir? Is that what happens?
Well, now we have assigned seating now, so
I know.
I mean, it really does.
Know.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter now because it used to be like a general boarding and everybody wants to get in first, so they get to the front of the plane, right, or the preferred seat. But now you have to pick. You have to buy your tickets in advance, and then you select your seat. We're like every other airline now.
Okay, so you just say his name and follow the alarm bells. Follow the sound. Follow the sound of the alarm bells as they go off.
You say my name. I can probably. If you want to get in there early, I can talk to you. Talk to Scurry. He'll get you in there in a hurry.
Get you there with no worry. No worry with Scurry.
We did get preferred boarding, but you're right. They do have the assigned seating, which was something different from them. But great service so far. No complaints. The guy that flew in, and so what we're doing is getting flights into different places and just renting a car and driving around, tooling around. So it's been pretty cool. Get to see the cities. Yeah. So anyway,
well, what I called about was about the immigration bill that was just passed. Of course, it was $70 billion with a B, as everybody like to say, $1 billion. But this is on top of the $140 billion that was previously passed by Trump for this immigration. So my math does this right. That's 21. Was it? 21 billion. No, that's not right. Wait a minute. 200 and I got to get my numbers straight here. $210 billion for immigration that they've passed.
Okay.
Okay. And of course this for this previous bill, you got $70 billion going in now with $38 billion going for ICE. $26 billion going for Border Patrol, and another $5 billion for unforeseen costs, which I'm thinking that's going to be for FEMA, any natural disasters that may happen, hurricanes or wildfires, flooding, something like that, where they can apply for. But the funny thing about it is that this bill, it's going to stay in effect for 3 years, and it helps. It's going to be an annual funding for the next 3 years, and ensures uninterrupted budget or prevent future government shutdown regarding these agencies. So if the government shut down, these guys are still going to be getting paid for the immigration, these particular departments. Now, with all that money that we're giving away, all this money given away to Israel for their war, and not to Ukraine for their war, man, just think if they just could have just passed the Obama help pass the Obama immunities for that act, and help the homelessness that we have here. You have the money to help the people. You have the money to bring down some of these prices that we have, but this particular administration concentrate on things that want to keep them in power, in my opinion, on that. So that just put an alarm bell on me on so much money that is just. We do have a reason for these particular departments, but I think we're overspending on these departments too. So that's just my thought. And when you're talking about the AI data centers and what AI can do, don't forget about these people that are going to be putting out a job like project managers. You're using AI. If you're using AI to develop your business or develop any type of business to construct that, you have project managers. A lot of people that are employed for that's project managers that could find themselves looking for different careers. So that is just one instance where I think that AI will help. Will not help the people.
Yeah, but the offset to that, as an employer, if you don't own your own business and you are working for a corporation, X brought this up too, and he gave a real good in your industry is air traffic controllers, and AI being probably a good place, because usually when they launch AI, the easiest place to launch it actually are in finance, and that's where they test a lot of it, and then but I think the travel industry, like the air traffic controllers, again, they were supposed to be hiring people. But as an employee, if you're doing that, you have to learn how to use AI in order to be able to, and the AI agent. And I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, because if you know how to navigate the AI, utilize the AI through the agents, you can still continue to manage those projects, but you have the agents to help you do a better job. Not just a better job, you can use it, it's quicker. You'll be able to do more quickly because you have the agents. So there's different ways to look at that and to try to stay ahead of the curve. I'm not saying, I don't know if that's going to stop jobs from being taken away, but it could slow things down. And I think that you stay ahead of the evolution if you are utilizing the AI and the AI is not utilizing you, or you allow it to take your place. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's pretty interesting to think. Air traffic control, AI, and I guess in some fashion right now they are using AI, but I see more of the human input as far as in air traffic control industry, because you have a tremendous amount of planes, and of course these planes are all computer based. Even the engines, everything on the aircraft is automated. So, and technically we are already in that AI mode now. But we still need, there'll still be a need for human capabilities in this area now. Yeah, so I can see that happening.
I agree. I think that you need to use, so you see it with the proposed driverless trucks too. It's driverless, but they've got a human sitting on the other side now. I mean, because when you think about it, a computer, doesn't get sleepy or tired or irritable or,
True.
There's human error. And people make mistakes. We all know that people make mistakes. Computers probably do make fewer mistakes. They're still going to make mistakes. But if you have a person there, then you have double. Like I was saying, an agent. You're the person. You made yourself viable in that space along with the computer. So, there are ways for us to still be in control, and there are ways that things are transitioning right now. So all of them don't necessarily mean that we don't have jobs. That's all I'm trying to say. And especially with something like a project.
Well, I agree with that. I'm not saying we're not going to have jobs, but I'm saying it does have an effect. It does have an effect on maybe the amount of hands that will be needed in a particular industry, human hands rather. But you also that's when you have to change your career and start looking more into AI, the AI career field, and learning about AI, and getting into technology and engineering, get into the STEM, the STEM program.
Well,
so
you know what?
Yeah, so
I don't think this necessarily means that you have to change your career. I think that if I'm doing something now, I'm looking into the career I currently have, and I'm looking into how AI could better help me do the job or help the company where I'm currently at. Or if I'm an entrepreneur, how it can help me get more business or create more products. It's a tool. And I guess I've decided to look at it that way versus and I'm not saying you're doing this or anybody else, but like a boogeyman. I'm not doing it. I'm looking at it as a tool, like anything else that I could use, because the human mind created AI. And so the human mind, I believe, can also play a big role in how to continue to use it as a tool moving forward.
That's the approach. Yeah, that's the approach that Jim Vanderhyde takes. You'll hear him on television occasionally. He's the CEO of Axios, the digital publication.
Yeah.
And he is gung-ho on AI while acknowledging the fact that there will be some displacement. He likes to refer to it as the bionic brain. But he says more than many of his peers, he has taken his employees into AI. And he's gone into places where many of them were reluctant to go. He said, they learned it far quicker than originally people thought it would be learned, and that for those people who learned quickly, he assigned them the task of teaching it to others. And so while there may be some shakeout, some displacement, he thinks that the key to it is embracing them and letting them do those things where they are uniquely qualified to do, while maintaining those places where maintaining the unique human qualities that people have. So it's he sees it as being a mixture of the two,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, we definitely got the future is definitely upon us, right? The future is now.
Mm-hmm.
And we, like I said, I stated earlier, these STEM programs in these schools, we definitely got to push that for students. And these younger kids, we talk about them being on the computers and doing different things. These kids' minds are so developed that they learn very quickly in a very quick way.
Yeah.
And if you have someone that in that manner, you got to make sure your kids. You got to make sure that you stay on top of it and help them advance as far as they can with these creative minds they have.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just one, if I can say one other thing before I let you go, the deal with the Carmelo Anthony center. My thought process, because you can't change the fact that Ralph had a show on about what we teach the young kids. Of course, you don't go in a place where you don't want it. Number one, so that should have been in his mind at the beginning. But that's all past now. But I think that his defense, his lawyers really failed him by not enforcing a change of venue or bringing it up, because there was no way that young man was going to get. It was predetermined that he was already guilty in that particular county, where that trial was held. And that trial should have never been held where it was held at. It should have been a change of venue, and more evidence should have been brought out. And it's unfortunate for the young man, and I hope the appeals court really get a listening ear, and hope get a whole. Got lives already destroyed, and we just don't end on compiling another life being destroyed. Okay, that's all I got on that. Hey, enjoy your vacation. Paris.
Yes, my man. It's okay. All right. We keep it moving right here on The Source. Thank you so much for being here with us. Hello, caller. You're on with Diversity of Thought.
Good morning, Paris.
Good morning, sir.
Before I get to Lady Flanagan, Paris, I'm sure you have that disclaimer. And ladies and gentlemen, let me qualify this. No one listens to this station more than I, okay? And I don't have a life, and you can take that however you want. But look, anybody, anyone, including myself, that you're listening to, please understand it's not gospel. I have come to learn that some people think, whoever, whether it's the host or if somebody brings in some PhD from Yale or Harvard, they are opposites. Same thing. An economist can disagree even at that high level. So please understand. And I hesitated to say, well, I said to myself, that's obvious, Mike. Why should you bring it up? Because there are people who really don't. They think this show was a quote unquote it is all there is. And before I move on, if they really knew what they're talking about, including myself, we would be on a bigger platform and make $1 gazillion. So that's it. You listen however you want to listen. It's your choice, as Paris and I agree. Lady Flanagan, look, when I heard your voice, Lady Flanagan, I started crying like a baby. Tears of joy, Lydia. So thank you for coming on, even though you during your travels, and I enjoy your stories of your travels and everything. But Lydia, you brought up one of your mentors and your friends, Michael Harris, and I want to say this: I do listen closely, and you probably already know this, but a lot of people might not have picked up on this. He lost his brother a few years ago, and recently he lost his sister. He has no more uncles or aunts living, and recently his wife, precious wife, got breast cancer. I think she's fine now, cancer-free, but he's on dialysis 8 hours a day, ladies and gentlemen. And the kicker is that and this is according to, here's closely I listen, he's down to 143 pounds, ladies and gentlemen. If that doesn't tell you something, so I'm asking for prayers for Michael Harris, Lydia. Okay?
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you. Okay. Michael Harris and I are friends, and I know all of that about Michael. Thank you for I guess sharing on air. He does share a lot of that information himself, and we've been praying for Michael before Michael came back. and since he's been back. So I don't know if there was a question in there anywhere, Paris.
No, I think not. I think he wanted to welcome you back and then make that observation. Yeah. I think that was it. All right, but we do have a. Go ahead, Lydia.
Got another caller?
Yes,
Okay.
Lydia. Okay. Hello, caller. You're on with Lydia.
Hey, Paris, how you doing, sir?
I am blessed. What's going on?
I know time to really
Brother Babalola. Yes,
but I have to ask you this because I heard you say you were from North Fork, Virginia.
Yes, sir.
So I want to know, growing up, did you have one of those Lucas McCain specials?
Oh no, not North Fork. It's Norfolk. Norfolk. It's a big It is a big military town, naval shipping yard is there. It's I think now it was the second after Brooklyn, but I think it's the first now. I'm not certain now, but yeah, it's a big military area. Yeah.
Well, my son's in North Carolina, he and his family. But, I'm calling to advertise something. And tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday are 2 big days for the Houston Sun Foundation, Juneteenth Foundation celebration. Saturday at 10 o'clock between Ennis and Emancipation on Wheeler. We're having a parade at 10 o'clock, starts at 10 o'clock. On Sunday, one of your good friends has agreed to perform at our gospel fest, and I'm the MC. I'm performing with my band, but Mike Robertson of Endurance is also performing.
Oh, okay. Yes. One of our good friends over here.
Tajana Wiseman. I don't know if you know her, but she performed at Shape a Lot. She can hit 5 ranges, and I was just thinking about her. The last note and keep your head to the sky. The very last line.
Yes.
Her range goes up there. Well, Philip and Jessica Cleave.
Yes.
And then we have Sister Cleave who sang with Ward.
Oh, yeah.
Local talent. Hey, Paris, the price is only $3.99. And it starts at 4 o'clock. Is at the Mount Orb Missionary Baptist Church at 118 West Gray.
Mm-hmm.
And if people want any more information, they can call me at 832-671-1830. And I'll repeat it again for you.
Please do.
832-671-1830. And we're looking for vendors. So if anyone wants any more information, they can call me, your man, Babalola.
All right. And listen, while you here, say hello to Lydia Flanagan. This is Lydia's show now. This is Diversity of Thought. And we thank you for that public service announcement. And you're always out there in the community doing that. So please say good morning to Lydia.
I want to say good morning to Sister Lydia and Brother Sherman. Is he still there?
Yeah, no, Sherman's gone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for giving me a few minutes of your precious time, because I know you probably have to pay for it, and I bum rush you, but I am Babalola. I do things like that. When we get to know each other, you accept that with a smile. Hey, Diddy,
my God.
That Sunday. Come and be my special guest Sunday.
Okay. All right, Babalola. Thank you so much, my brother. All right. Final caller here. Let's see. Hello, caller. You're on.
Thank you, Lydia and Paris. Hey, Paris, did you know a guy in Norfolk named Scooby Doo or Scooby D?
I didn't personally, but I'm saying I heard the name Scooby Doo, but I might have heard it from my son. I don't know.
He was supposed to be go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just saying I've heard it. On the other hand, I'm sitting here thinking, was that the name of somebody I knew in New York? That's one of the problems when you travel around, right? You try to place people from different, and you can't bring them to mind. Yeah.
No. Yes, he was from Virginia. I think Nathan McCall wrote about him.
Go
ahead, yeah.
No, I just want to say Nathan McCall. Are you talking about Nathan McCall who wrote "Make Me Wanna Holler"? Yeah. I know Nathan. Now Nathan, I know he wrote for the Washington Post. He did he had a book. He did the book. And I know where he grew up in Cavalier Manor. Yeah. We met. Yeah.
I figure you might know those guys. Anyway, speaking of Carmelo Anthony, and not just him, Little Ali, a whole bunch of youngsters, myself, almost every black person I know, someone says, you shouldn't go where you're not wanted. Well, how's he to know that when we don't teach them that? We don't teach that anymore. We don't teach that we should be cautious. And just because it's 2026, that don't mean white people your friend. You can just go and just hang out, and you're the only black there. We don't teach them that we should be conscious because we feel some certain type of way. It could be just, I'm just using Paris as an example of myself. It could be just Paris and I and myself standing there talking, and then if we say, like that white man, we're going to say, that white man. We'll start whispering. Yeah, because that's clocked into us. We won't tell each other the truth. And we don't teach our children about racism, white supremacy. We don't. We don't even talk about it. We don't even talk about it until the shoe drop, like Carmelo Anthony. Now, probably in about 2-3 weeks or less, we're going to forget about Carmelo Anthony, just like we did all the rest. And we're not going to talk about racism, white supremacy, until another shoe drops. And it's just a vicious cycle of misunderstanding and total confusion. And that's what the system wants. It doesn't want to be talked about and analyzed and say, why are those people keep killing us? What will make another non-white person run me down and shoot me in the back? And that same non-white person will never shoot a white person in the back. Talking about that Chinese store owner, where the white person dropped a nuclear bomb on you. But I'm the N-word. I'm the no good person. I'm the one that got to put my backpack down and follow me all the way around the store. Well, white people can come in there and you don't follow them around the store. It's a reason for that. And we really, Lydia, we really should really analyze that at some point, start thinking, why is this occurring and why does it occur in groups? Carmelo Anthony, then the brother get his shot in the back, 14 years old. I mean, how does that happen? Why does that happen? How does a person, white person, has to stand in front of an all-black jury? Why does a white person have to stand in front of an all-black jury? Oh, that's right, he doesn't. That never happens. That we should ask a lawyer, the oldest lawyer we know, has he ever seen that? A white person facing an all-black jury. And in closing, Lydia, and before somebody may say, that's because we don't go to jury duty, because we blame victims. We into that. That's what we do. Because I can hear us right now. That's because black people don't get picked out of the jury pool, and then they pick the 12. They ain't going to have no 5 black people. That ain't going to happen. I've been to jury duty enough, and I've been there with white people saying, I'm ready to go home. And they get picked. I asked the judge, Paris. I say, now, these people that got picked, they say they want to go home. And I wanted to stay and nobody picked me. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your comment. Have a good day. Well, and we just keep going with this same dangerous dance. We're going to forget about the young brother and wait for the next shoe to drop. And we praying. Black people praying. I hope that don't happen to my baby. That's where we at, Barry. I know that's a terrible thing to say. It's a terrible indictment. I hope that don't happen to Lil Ali. One brother told me, hey, man, quit talking about racism so much and focus on Ali. That's what the brother... That's what the brother said. And he... Oh, well, I'll let it go. Okay, that's all. That's all I got.
Lydia?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes. Hey, Ali. How
yes,
you doing?
yes.
Excellent.
Oh, good. Thank you. I know about the Carmelo Anthony case. Actually have been to Frisco, traveling, stayed there. Actually went to basketball. There's like a whole, the Dallas Cowboys complex, if a lot of people don't know, training complex is in Frisco. And so hotels, it reminds you a lot of the Woodlands, right? Because it's outside of Dallas. Right. But there's a lot of sports complexes surrounding for high school, just for athletes, younger athletes, track fields, little stadiums and all this stuff for these kids to play different sports. And yes, it is a predominantly white area. So I physically been in the area and kind of get a feel for that. But I haven't really commented on the case itself because I heard about it. I have more to say next time I'm on.
Yeah.
But I just think, because I have two sons, I have grandsons that one of them I just talked about. We took to the African American Museum yesterday. But so I get like what you're talking about, Bill Ali, and congratulations, by the way, on his his scholarship to college. So congratulations. It takes a lot to raise a fine young men in this society that we live in, and black men. So
thank you.
think it's a tragedy. It is a tragedy. I'm sure people are saying, I've heard a lot of people commenting on if it would have been on the other side and this and that, and I get it. When we get into situations, it's really dicey, right? So in this instance, the case as well. But in your question about have white defendants ever faced an all-black jury, there have been. It's rare, but there have been white defendants tried before an all-black jury, and the situations typically arise in jurisdictions where there's majority black jury pool, or in cases where the prosecution and defense do not strike black jurors during voir dire. And so they give, I asked a couple of examples, but Brian De La Beckwith, it was a retrial for him in Mississippi. And Paris may remember this name. Paris, he was a white supremacist, and he was tried for the 1963 assassination of civil rights leader Medgar Evers. In his 1994 retrial, the jury was predominantly black, and several historical accounts note that it was either all black or nearly all black, depending on the source. And he was convicted of murder after decades of mistrials and hung juries in the 1960s. So they had to come back on the retrial for that one. the case of Gregory Love in 1987 in Alabama. And I'm just giving you these so you have them for reference in case, you ever discussing this. Love, a white man, was tried for murder in Jefferson County in Alabama. Court records show he was tried by an all-black jury, which was unusual for Alabama at the time. He was convicted, and the case is often cited in legal scholarship discussing race and jury selection. This happened in 1987. And then in 1999, during the jury selection phase in Texas, the case of John King, and I don't know, you may remember this one, Ali, the early stages of jury selection for the dragging death of James Byrd Jr. One of the panels for the voir dire was entirely black, while the final trial jury was racially mixed. The existence of an all-black qualified panel is frequently cited in discussions of jury diversity in capital cases. So it doesn't happen very often, but it has happened. And so why do you think that why are all-black juries rare in the U.S.? And my initial thought was because we're 14% of the population. Is that why? And so it's saying that the jury pools come from local populations, not national demographics. So the racial makeup of a jury reflects the county, not the country. And so there are counties, so Mississippi, well, we know that the highest population of African Americans is in Texas, and I believe Mississippi, insofar as percentage, in Alabama may be another one. But it says in those places, all black juries are possible and have happened even when the defendant is white. And so it says 80% of black in Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and Louisiana, and then 70% black in major cities: Detroit, Baltimore, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama, and Memphis, Tennessee. So that's just some thoughts.
I'm sure every now and then someone can rush for over 2,000 yards in football, but that don't happen a lot. That don't. I'm sure they do now, but that just don't happen like that.
Well, my question.
Paris, you shouldn't say something.
Well, I just wanted to know, was the question about all white juries or all black juries? Because help me with this, I might have missed this. The first trial of Medgar Evers was an all white jury, right? That did.
No, this was a retrial.
Okay. This was the retrial. Would have been in 1994, right? Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yeah. Okay. And that was a mixed jury, wasn't it? Featured 8 black jurors and 4 white jurors, right?
It says depending on the source.
Okay.
I don't know what that
okay.
means.
Yeah.
But it was
historical count. It was either all black or nearly all black.
Nearly all black.
So
he
was being convicted of murder after decades of mistrials and hung juries from the 1960s.
Yeah.
So these cases that I'm citing are 1994, 1987, and 1999.
Yeah.
So I'm not citing cases
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to know. Yeah.
But
and that was just for informational purposes.
Sure.
I'm not trying to say you're wrong about this or this. I'm just saying for our information when we're discussing this, and if somebody comes back and say, "Oh, well, yeah," because somebody always.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that right. We know what you were getting. We know what you were saying.
The response to that, if we're discussing that with white people or anybody, well, yes, it is. It's 1994. Well, but look how long Medgar Evers was crucified.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
See, we'll just tell them that. Mm-hmm. See, the exception will prove the rule.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Look how long he was crucified. crucified. Byron Beckliff, there wasn't no black on his jury in 1963. They would have got shot too. So it's just, I don't think it's population. I think Lilia had a question. I don't think it's 12% of the population, be that a county or the whole United States wide. It's racism, white supremacy, and it operates in 10 areas. And one of those areas is the law. Go down there. I've been down there several times. Down there meaning get in the jury pool to get in the big room, and then they'll take you to the court. I never get picked. Now, and I put down there, I got a master's degree in social work. I have my bow tie on so I don't look like I'm radical.
Try not to be threatening. Try not to be threatening.
I'm trying not to be threatening. They don't never pick me. I stood up in front of the judge. Because they say, anybody want something to say before we dismiss you? Trying to act like they really care. And I told them that didn't matter. They say, have a nice day. Only thing I'm saying, what Paris' grandparents told him, okay, Paris, you're going downtown. Don't pick up nothing in those stores. Don't put your hand in your pocket. His grandmama told him that. Don't talk back to them people. If they want you out of their store, get out of their store. If they call you a bad name, keep walking. Now, if they start striking you, you got to defend yourself. But don't go into them people's stores picking up nothing. Don't talk back. Don't even seek their shelter from the rain. That's all I'm saying. But we ain't doing that. We're not. We're not. But I'm not going to hold it, Lilia. Y'all, I'll keep listening. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you, Ali. Thank you.
All right.
That was a lot of good.
Absolutely.
But, Paris, I just wanted to cite those particular cases because when we having conversations, like Ali was saying, yes, it does all come back to racism, white supremacy. But when we're having conversations with people, I think that, for example, there was the conversation. Remember the Nick Cannon conversation about, or the conversation that comes up with Republicans or conservatives or MAGA or whomever about how Republicans are the ones that freed the slaves. Just to give you, an example of that kind of conversation that happened.
Sure.
And then you have to go back through all of the, explanation as to when all of that changed. That was the reason why I wanted to talk about the example versus the rule.
Yes.
The rule versus the example. So that you can, when you speak to them, you can make a broad statement and just kind of leave it like that, drop the mic and walk off, or you can have a conversation with somebody that you think might be on the edge of understanding a little bit more when you have this in your pocket, when you have this bullet. Well, I don't want to use that analogy, but when you have this in your pocket to pull out, this is this type of information that you can be armed with, because they may say something like this. Oh, well, yeah. What about Byron Beckwith, or what about Gregory Love? And you can know that, okay, those were, but there was an all-black jury in that instance, and it's unusual. And all I could think of are three here that happened in recent times. And so, it doesn't often happen. But at any rate, I also wanted to get with you, Paris. Here, let me see. Oh my goodness, we were Houston City College just secured. I got a text from someone, and someone a representative at the college, but they just secured a historic win for the region. $17 million investment from Bloomberg Philanthropies to expand skilled trades, apprenticeships, and workforce pathways across the Gulf Coast. So it's more than just a grant. It's a long-term commitment to building the talent pipeline for industries that keep youth moving, from construction and advanced manufacturing to energy and emerging technologies. This investment is going to strengthen opportunities for students. It's going to support local employers, and it's going to help the region grow with the workforce it needs for the future. So I'll have on a representative from the college to talk about that investment. As we talk about skilled trades and all of these things, all of these trades support some form of AI. I mean, you're going to be using that in a job, like I said. And I want to just go with that. Skilled trades is something that we've been talking about. I'm going to have these folks come on, but I would love to. I'm going to reach out. I'm still continuing to reach out to the young voters. Kudos to the Source 1230 for continuing to play the PSAs, the Young Voters PSAs. The first one was why we vote, or why you should vote. And the second one is make a plan to vote. And the graphics and all of that are on the first one. Just got the graphics added on to the second one, where I'll post it on Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else so you guys can see it. Kendrick Lamar was kind of the inspiration a little bit behind that, but in a lighter version, a brighter version, a new day type version of It's Gonna Be All Right, which was the song associated with it, and Higher Ground as well, Stevie Wonder. So 2 more PSAs will come out later, a 3 and a 4, and looking forward to producing those and having our young voters continue to help with the production on that, and thanks to Don Sam as well. So another thing that I get to talk about, unless you had a comment about that, Perry.
No, absolutely. We just we got another caller on.
Okay.
And
okay. Sure, let's do it.
Okay. All right. Hello, caller. You're on.
Hey, well, good afternoon or good morning or whatever it is. How y'all doing? Y'all doing all right this morning?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Only reason why I say afternoon, but the sun is sure is out shining, so you just never know when you actually wake up. You might overslept and all you did, and it's still morning. But anyway, I heard y'all talking about this here, this all jury, this system that we have with this jury, and I want to put some aspect in it. And the aspect of this jury, and I know it's going to trending about this Carmelo case. I want everybody to understand, if you look at this jury, and I don't know, Paris, y'all might be in the same boat with me. When we went and got our driving license or ID, we had a choice. We only had but 2 choices back then. That was either black or white. You look at the age group of these juries that was on there. That's why some people keep hollering it's all white jury.
Okay, yeah. Mark, hello.
The thing on this, on Carmelo's case, the jurors would strike out people. But they was over. I don't know what the reason that did. You understand?
You're
what I'm
breaking
saying?
up, Mark. I think I know I can't hear you. You're breaking up at certain.
Okay, can you
losing
hear me
certain
now?
parts of your conversation. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sorry about it. I don't know what had happened with that. But anyway, if you look at how this system played out in the Carmelo case, we would have accepted it if it had been an all-white jury, only if they wouldn't have struck out the juries the way they did it. The procedures, the way they did it, it was wrong. They violated Carmelo's civil rights and also violated the 3 black women that they took out for their due process. They violated their civil rights also. You understand what I'm saying? That's the issue here, y'all. That the way they did it, it was wrong. That was wrong for the way they struck those jurors out. You get what I'm saying? So
During
that's
the
what
voir
the
dire.
argument is about.
During the voir dire. And I'm thinking, Mark, because like I said, I didn't want to comment too much because I hadn't been following it that as closely as a lot of you all did. But I'm thinking that when they do the voir dire, that's when they ask some questions on each side, and then they go through a process of selecting the jury members there. It seems like Carmelo Anthony's attorney should have played a larger role in the voir dire in making sure that the people who were selected were representative, good representation. But the community, the county itself, like we were talking about, that's how a lot of people get selected by who stays in the county. The chances of you having an all-white jury are even greater. That's why probably should have tried to set the trial in another county where he could, he could have an opportunity of being represented by more of a cross-section of people.
But Alendria, we understand that population. We get that part. That's fine. But the way they had the juries there. They struck as many as they wanted because the defense got a right to strike them and the prosecutor got a right to strike them. Okay, they struck them all, but you still got 3 that's left there now. So now you turn around and you use this to strike them because you got to go before the judge. And the judge, they said, well, because they're educated, they would be biased. That's what they use. They would be biased. Okay, but what about an all-white? Would that be biased for the young?
But I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you, Mark. That I understand, and that's why I think that in what I've heard so far and what I come to in my mind is that he did not have sufficient representation in order to be able to make that case where he needed to make it. And say, just like you said, I mean, a competent attorney would make that case. If black people would be biased, why wouldn't white people or Hispanic people or whomever? We just need to make sure we get more of a cross-section of people who represent the community as a whole, and Carmelo as well as the other individual who was killed, and that was not done. So I don't disagree with what you're saying. I don't think the representation.
Okay, I just want to say this before I go. Although if he had a black defendant, Oh, okay, my bad.
It's Lydia, not Olympia.
Lydia, yeah.
Would you say?
I'm sorry. Yeah, I was looking at something. But anyway, no, I'm sorry about the Lydia. But what I was going to say, even if he had a black defendant, an attorney, that's not the issue. My thing is that the way they set it up to pick the jury, it was already set in stone. It didn't really matter because if you listen to the evidence that they had, it was there, but the jury just ignored everything.
You asked for a change of venue. And I didn't say anything about what color his lawyer was. Well,
I'm just saying, I get it. But I'm just saying, the judge denied it. The judge denied the change of venue. You get what I'm saying? He denied it. Okay, that's good to go up on the appeal. But the biggest step that they have is on the appeal would show how they struck the jury. And the way they did those three black, those are only contested juries with 3 black jurors. Those were contested, and it was done wrong. And it's for us to be paying taxpayers' money every day. We want justice just like everybody else wants justice. You get what I'm saying? We want to have a fair trial, too. But they keep saying the system is not good for us, it's not for us. Well, why the hell is we steady paying taxes? Why the hell are we keep voting for? You get what I'm saying? For them to do crooked the way they crooked and do it right blatant into our face. That's what our issues are.
Yeah. Well, I think people, I understand what you're saying. Thank you very much for your opinion about it. And we'll keep talking more. Thank you.
Hello, caller. You're on with Diversity of Thought and Lydia Flanagan. My lady Lydia.
You knew who it was. You sound so surprised. I love your feigning of enthusiasm when I call. No. Hey, man, let me tell you something. So now I'm picking up on it. I was just calling. I was just kind of listen to it while I was on hold and everything. And see, let me tell you something. I am not in the city right now. I'm in the great state out west and everything. But let me tell you something. When I was down there, I got into a thing where I got into a fight with a white dude. Okay, the white dude and his friend that was probably about 6'4", 340, and everything. I had a problem with him before. He almost hit me with the car. He almost hit me with his tow truck. Okay, so that ought to just tell you the level of people that we're dealing with. He was also a tow truck driver too. He honked at me, blah 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 blah. I didn't know who it was and everything because I knew everybody and everything. And I went out there, and it was this guy and his little friend. His little friend said something, everything. He popped me first. He gave it the best he had. His little friend was about 5'8", probably weighed about 240. You know what I mean? You could just smoke. You could just tell he didn't have anything. And, well, I was in a grappling mood that day. Normally I don't do that. No, I was in a grappling mood. We were all clenched up, and I was giving it. But he got me, fell over my bike and everything, got on top of me, blam. And, needless to say, I am Black Sunshine, and that didn't last long. And I got up, and to this day, I don't remember what happened for about 30. I tried and I've tried and I tried. I just remember him lying on the ground. Needless to say, guess who the gendarmes picked up and took away? Guess who?
Was it you?
Okay. Guess who?
Okay.
They let me out on ROR, released on my own recognizance and everything. This jackass shows up. We were kept resetting the trial. He showed up. He showed up. And I had a white attorney, and I will, if I'm allowed to give his name right now, he was a killer. He has the eyes of a cobra. I can't tell you. He cut him up on the stand, but in picking the jury, he had 3 older sisters on there and everything. Bro, they took me. They went back there. I was like, oh my God, man, is it really? You guys want to go to trial? The courts with the stenographer, is that what they call them? The typers,
stenographer.
The deputies. They were rolling their eyes and everything. I was like, oh no, man, stop it! You guys are gonna mess me up, man. But the judge couldn't see them, and they were asking me during the recess, are you want to go? I was like, hell yeah, I want to go on the stand. They went away, and in 15 minutes, they came back. Boom, not guilty, unanimous. It was me against 2 cops, 4 district attorneys, and 2 witnesses, me and my attorney, and going up against that. And the 2 defendants and those two guys. It was like 8 on 2. All I could hear is the music like in a Clint Eastwood movie. Down, 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 down. You know what I mean? The guitar, that little guitar lick. Because we had the sun to our back and everything. And what I want to say is this is setting a dangerous precedent because you're going to sit there and tell me, didn't they say that the guy touched him?
I'm
asking.
They did. Yes, they did.
Okay.
I heard that. Okay.
If it is a fact, I understand it and everything, but it's my game over. That is assault. You can't go put your hands on anybody. You can't go put your hands on anybody. You can't grab anybody. You can't spit anybody. You can't throw anything. It is simple assault, and after that, man, it's game over. I don't know what I'm worried about is this precedent that they're setting that they're gonna. Now you can just come up and handle a Negro any kind of way, and no, what kick me in the ass on the sidewalk and everything, and I gotta, just sit there and take it and everything. Sorry, negative, Kurt. And I'm dead serious. That happened to me, man. That happened to me, and that's why I'm so lucky. Them two dudes could have killed me if I didn't have it and everything. Yeah. They could have killed me, and they actually took me down.
Okay, all right. We got you.
All right, thanks, Sunshine.
Okay. Yes, indeed. I got Sunshine, Black Sunshine. You got another caller here, Lydia?
Yes. Let's go.
Okay. Go. All right. Hello, caller. You're on. Well, you guys are fired up, ready to go.
I got Lottie laughing over here. Okay.
Good day, Queen Lydia.
Hey, how you doing?
How are y'all doing?
We doing okay. Enjoying ourselves. It's a beautiful day. How you doing? Is it hot enough
I'm doing
for you?
okay.
Uh-huh.
Just listening to all this listeners talk. We do have a law of the land. If I failed everybody that touched me or pushed me when I was growing up in the community home, I'd have never been out of penitentiary. You know what I just did? Because we used to say, we put a piece of wood or something, put it on our shoulder, knock the block off, and it's on. Now, he to push me, I ain't going to ask nobody to push me and then tell him I got something for you. It's like I'm setting somebody up to die. The whole thing is you have to use force with the amount of force that's been projected towards you. You have to use the minimum amount of force. He pushed him. You should have just pushed him back. And that would have been it. And then if it had been a fist fight, you have a fist fight. You can only use a knife or a gun only if your life is in imminent and immediate danger. You can't lie and say you fear for your life, because that's a lie. I know what it is. So he got 35 years. Okay, he'll be eligible for parole. But that fella that he killed, he gone forever. He dead forever.
Yeah.
You can't kill with impunity. That was with impunity. That's obvious. And before I go, Lydia, it's always been a pleasure talking to you. I must, I must say that Trump always kept bragging and braggadocious and saying that I'm a deal. He ain't to being dealt with. The Iranian people, they hear his boaster. You can't, if you're trying to negotiate, you don't boaster against a proud people, because they are proud. They got him on his back heel. They're not going to open up the strait. They sent him a deal today. They said, well, these are our demands. He is infuriated. How dare him to give me a deal? Because they hold Ace and the Joker. You got nothing. He should have started by consulting with his NATO allies. And then he would have had his allies behind him, and they would have took that straight or whatever they wanted to do. He called it on his own. And when he got his butt in a crack, he called his allies. Said, it's too late for that. You should have talked to us first. You wouldn't have been in the situation you are. So I'm just telling you, this dude not a commander, and he is deep stupid and flawed. All I got to say, sweetheart, you good.
Yeah. I got
And the whole world see it, too. He is so embarrassed. And he haven't done nothing about our affordability that he promised, did he?
No, he hasn't.
Because I just come from a store yesterday.
Yeah. And you know, this is like they counted how many times he said that the negotiations were coming to an end and they were over. It was 39 times. 39.
Yeah. The dude keep saying that. How many times he go this? He looks like who is. He's a clown.
Yeah, I agree.
All he
We
worried
are
about
in
is
agreement.
remodeling.
Yeah, exactly. And
Remodeling,
he's
man.
not
We
doing
ain't
that.
paying
He's
him
not doing. And Mr. Spivey, from what I saw when I went through there, he's not doing that great of a job. He's got a lot to. He has a lot to do. On that
And he got his friends that he didn't, and you know, he got his construction partner. You know, all the money that the Americans paying, his family make money off of everything that they remodeling. He is making money, believe me. He is a criminal. That's it. We got a crook in the White House.
All right.
Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Spivey. We got another caller.
Hello, caller. You're on. Good morning. You're on with Lydia Flanagan, my lady, and Lord Lonnie. Hello,
Lydia, and Paris, and whoever else is there. Hey, Lydia.
Yeah.
You know, you're a part of our source community, and any community or nation has to have a queen. I know you're our lady, but in as much as Miss Guinevere has gone away and given up the throne, you're the new queen. We're gonna call you Queen Lydia. Queen. And Queen Lydia.
Empress. You know, Michael Harris called me the Empress, Mr. Bobby Ray.
well, he's number 4. He is number 4. Queen, he's number 4, and since he coming out of the bench, he's not calling no shots. Hey, Empress, Queen Lydia. I hope you're not being an ugly American as you're moving around. That's all I want to say. Bye.
No, I'm being nice, Mr. Bobby Ray. I'm using my home training. Saying I'm wearing my got my Houston Astros baseball cap with me and some of my other stuff. So I'm
H-Town Queen.
I'm representing.
So one last word, Miss Queen Lydia. It's so nice to be nice, but where's my money at?
Yep. Where's my money? That's all they want to know, Mr. Bobby Ray. Where's my money? I don't know. But making my way back to town next week. Paris.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on Juneteenth?
Well, I'm having a conversation. I may wind up being on because I got some interviews and I may want to do them on Juneteenth. I had them scheduled earlier, and I need to. I could be. I could be. I'll let you know over the weekend. I was curious about that because I think the station was on last Juneteenth, if I remember correctly. But maybe. Yeah, but I just may be on for the special, for that show if I decide to do that. It'd just be for that special because I want to talk about Juneteenth, but I want to talk about our musical history too. And this month is slipping by so rapidly, right?
Oh my goodness!
Yes,
it is flying.
Yeah.
It's flying by.
Yeah.
And Men's Health, because I wanted to mention about that too, because I know that June is Men's Health Month, and you had Dr. Gannon on.
Yes.
And so it's a time we need to dedicate to putting a spotlight on men. Not only their physical, but their mental health well-being as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't sure if it had been mentioned, but for this year, the theme for Men's Health Month is Partners in Care for Better Lifespans Across Lifespans.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah.
Partners in Care for Better Lifespans Across Lifespans. Really drives home the idea that men's health is not a solo project.
Mm-hmm.
Families, friends, workplaces, and
Mm-hmm.
whole communities play a role in helping men stay healthy, get preventative care, and speak up about what they're carrying. So the message is simple but powerful. Men are supported, families are stronger, and communities are healthier, and everyone benefits, Paris. So I appreciate you doing what you're doing this month, and I know every month because you have a health bent to a lot of your shows now.
Yeah. I want to jump in just to say this, because on Tuesday I have Michelle Tompkins joining me, and she's with Spectrum Fusion, and their theme is Beyond Awareness. We're going to talk about autism, isolation, mental health, and the power of belonging, and that's going to be at 10 a.m. on June 16th. So we want people to know that. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yep. We do. So, I wanted to talk to you about that. But yeah, Mrs. Bobby was talking about. Did you hear, Paris? 39 times we've been told that the war has been negotiated, or the Strait of Hormuz and the war with Iran has been negotiated, and it's over.
Sure.
What's the end game?
The end game, I think, is simply Donald Trump needs to tell that lie, and Iran essentially enjoys him telling that lie because it shows how much power they have. You know, it's like when you're in the world of sports, you sports guys, you're a big sports fan. When your agent lies about how much money you've gotten because it's good press, then as the ball player, you kind of don't mind the lie. You just roll with it. You understand? So, right. So every time he lies, he impugns his own credibility. Not caring if he does realize, not caring that we have elections every 4 years. He doesn't have the same luxury that the leaders of some of the countries he's taken on have. They got essentially lifelong positions. So it's known that that's one of the, one might call it a weakness, but that's one of the vulnerabilities, I'll call it, of democratic government. For whatever pluses it might have, your adversary knows that if they can create a groundswell against you, they play that against you. It's asymmetrical warfare in the Cold War area, you know? It is. So he goes on, he says that he's doing what he's doing for the stock market. Stock market goes up. That is his strategy, perhaps. Not thinking about, like, right after that, or even as he's doing it, the Iranians will come out and say, beg all you want, we haven't signed that. So if you're getting your information and it's already being controlled, then you are likely to hear the story of the side favoring the position that makes you look like a winner. So in Iran, for whatever state radio says is going to be, no, we have told them no. We don't know why they keep chasing us. We have told them no. You know what I'm saying? So you make yourself look like the strong one, right? And of course they keep the bad news from those people. So meanwhile, Trump is flailing. He is flailing out. Israel doesn't look good. The extent to which he can make a deal and have it stick is uncertain, because he is not capable of bringing Bibi Netanyahu to heel. So his word on that doesn't mean a lot. This is one of the few conflicts I've seen, particularly in the Middle East, where the president of the United States comes out and tells the American press a report, gives them a report, and then they say, Well, let's wait to see what the let's wait to see what Saddam Hussein has said. You know, it's like let's wait to ask Bob. Let's wait to get Baghdad Bob. He'll give us a likely truer version. But that's what we've come to in this. That's what we've come to in this because Iran has a lot to say about this.
Absolutely. Yeah. And any one of those scenarios that you laid out, Bibi Netanyahu's involvement, Iran saying that they didn't agree. I mean, these things can go on till the cows come home. You never get a resolution. If I'm not looking forward to hearing something that even sounds remotely like a resolution ever to this. It's just who can tell, or he can lie and tell the lie long enough, like he's done with all these different things that have happened, until he gets a consensus from the polls of the number of people who are either with him or without him. And I think we aren't going to get a resolution to this as long as the polls are down, because it's not a benefit to him before the midterm for him to give a resolution to any of this, because it's not going to be a winning resolution. It's not going to be something where, because Iran's not going to say, oh, we're going to pay the United States some money for the Strait of Hormuz. So nothing that he can come up with is going to show him in a winning negotiated position. So why ever resolve it?
Well,
why not just leave it hanging? It's going to be hanging out there, I think.
The thing he has working against him is this box that you have just described. He's in a box. He's got to do something. He's got to do something. So he could take Cog Island, but see, he doesn't have an attractive alternative. Everything that looks like could bring it to, I don't even want to call it an end, but just could
impact.
Yeah. That could knock it down a notch. He's mostly had to say no to. And the things that are in that agreement from Iran's side, they have increased their ability to. They've increased the intensity of their asks. They know that they have power now. They're asking for the money. You've blown all of this stuff up. You've come over here. You've wrecked everything. You got nothing to show for it. You wanted us to say we'll have no nuclear weapons. Well, we'll tell you that, but we'll also tell you if that's what you want. We'll tell you because that's what we said to President Obama. So you can go home and tell them you had a win if you want that for a win, but you're going to give us some money in order for us to say that. So essentially, then though he's in a weakened political state. The Republicans are realizing the cost of this war. They have to be able to say they have some tangible results, something that was different than and better than what was in place before. And I don't know what they're going to do that. If you take Cog Island, which is the oil hub for Iran, you've got to commit. You've got to commit American boots on the ground. And that's not a good prospect. Now, our military has performed, of course, brilliantly, right? But that's just tactical. That's not strategic, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
The strategy is what we're talking about, not the military. The military involvement in this. And he is boxed in. He is not going to be able to show that what he is doing is better than what Obama had in place.
Right.
And that
precisely.
Is whomever gets on there to try to discuss it, any of his handlers or people, they aren't going to be able to get him out of the box. Mm-hmm. There's no way to get out of the box. And so my thing is, what does that mean for Americans? What does that mean for us here? Because this drip of high, the inflation,
Mm-hmm.
the gas prices, and
Mm-hmm.
everything else that goes into living, we're just having to continue to deal with this until midterm. So
Yep.
I don't think anything's going to happen until midterm. I don't know when he could do to end it by midterm. Do you have any thoughts about that? I don't think.
Look, he's got.
With saving face.
He may save face, but I think it's pretty much baked into the economy now. Because no matter what he does now, we're only 5 months away, isn't it? 5 months away, if my calculations are correct, from voting again. From voting again.
Exactly.
Prices are not going to come down in 4 months because remember this. If he goes in and says, we're going to get a nuclear agreement, he's got to have scientists there because the tough part is going to come for him after he announces the deal because you hear the news media gearing up already to say, what are the details? What are the details? If those details include lots of cash for Iran, then he's going to be subject, he being Trump, this administration is going to be subject to ridicule and hypocrisy because they raked President Obama over the coals for the pallets of cash, as they called them. And now it looks, and from what Iran is asking for, they're asking for hundreds of billions of dollars. And I think the Obama figure for that cash was about $7 billion, and that was their own money. That was Iran's own money at the time, not American money. We simply unfroze their assets that we had. All right. So if he makes that deal, he's going to look bad with that. And then if our troops have to be stationed there, that's not going to look good for him because our prices, the gas and oil prices are going to continue to go up. Energy prices are going to continue to go up. I heard one speculation it could be $7 unless this thing gets resolved. And
but what about running out?
Well, that's what that's what some of the CEOs here, it is being reported, are saying to the President of the United States that our reservations are running low, that the reserves that we had are now running low. Speaking of running low, we're running fast. So hold on a moment because I think I've got a caller on the line that you're really going to want to hear from. So I'm going to take a quick break. Get this particular caller in, and we're going to show everybody a little 12:30 the source magic here. So callers, just hold on.
5, 10, 15, 20, 20.
Hi, I'm JJ Walls with Sunnyside Dental, and yes, it's now been over 30 years that we've been providing quality dental care for our patients in the Houston area. It's now come to my attention that many of you that want to come to Sunnyside Dental have Medicare plans that we don't accept. Hold up, that has got to change. Sunnyside Dental is now accepting most Medicare dental plans. WellCare, Liberty, United Healthcare, Cigna, Kelsey Care Advantage, Amerigroup, Aetna, and many more. We're getting on board. Call Sunnyside Dental at 713-738-1999. If you have Medicare and would like to receive the personal touch provided by Sunnyside Dental, call us at 713-738-1999. We look forward to helping you achieve the smile that you can't wait to share with the world.
Got Medicare dental benefits? Call Sunnyside Dental 713-738-1999.
life's most difficult moments, comfort matters. At Lord Edward Memorial, we believe every life is a blessing worth honoring with dignity and care. With a combined 60 years of experience, our compassionate staff walks beside your family with faith, respect, and understanding. Lord Edward Memorial, serving families with grace, compassion, and heartfelt care. Visit us at 6677 Rookin Street, Houston 77074, or give us a phone call at 346-446-6675.
All right. We are the source, everybody, and I thank you. I thank you for being here. And whoops, just like that, we've got magic going on. Let me tell you, I am going to form an active illusion here. Only the illusion will be very real, because I've got on the line the host now from 12 until 1. Lydia, you there? Yeah.
I'm here.
Say hello to the Top Jock.
Hey, Top Jock.
Hey, Lydia, what's up?
Hey.
All right. Going into the Michael Harris hour now, guys. Okay. All right.
Yeah, once I lived the life of a millionaire, spending my money, honey. Oh, I didn't care. I should have changed that to a radio announcer. Had 3 hours of my own. Now I'm sharing. Hey, y'all supposed to laugh.
Oh, you still got me. You still got as many as you want. You know that now. We can flip things around. You know that.
And you on 5 days a week. Well.
Oh, really?
I think, aren't you?
Man, I can't count. But anyway, no, I'm looking for my microphone holder. All of a sudden, I'm down here in the den, and the mic holder, I guess, said, I'm running away because I can't find me. But where could it run to? Do you think I have ghosts?
I would love to help you, but I'm still looking for my eyeglasses.
Yeah, I have been doing.
As you're looking for it, Mike, I just wanted to tell you, missed you, glad you're back. You know, always in my thoughts, always in my prayers, as I've told you, as we've spoken since you've been on your break. But I've been listening to you since I've been on vacation, and always enjoy you.
Well, thank you
for thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the opportunity that you gave me. I want everybody to know that. Thank you for the opportunity that you originally gave me to be on the air with you and share. Just can't thank you enough. Appreciate you. You're a legend.
Well, Lydia, we can't thank you enough either. You know, how often do black radio stations have an opportunity to have a woman of your stature who is not a politician or something, coming in and sharing their thoughts? I'm not being funny, but quite often successful people find little people beneath them. AM radio is we're in a struggle. We're in a fight, especially black AM radio. And so I appreciate I appreciate all the people who came in as contributors and to try and help us, expand our base and to share experiences. You just heard Tidbit in the background here. Even though she speaks dog, obviously she has an opinion she wants to express. And but no, I'm really honored. Yesterday we talked to Herman, Haley, and I've talked to Sherman. I don't know if Sherman's been on. We just started doing this a few days ago.
Yeah.
And of course, my voice, for some reason, isn't as strong as it used to be. I guess it's a sign of the times. You are getting younger, I'm getting older. And Paris, I don't know what the hell he's doing.
All right, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, now see.
That's that old black magic. But anyway.
That old black magic. Okay. But I'll say this, and then I'll bow out, right? Look, here's the dealio. I told Michael, because whenever I'm with Michael, people will say, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And I'm telling him, well, Michael, here's your response. You can tell him, well, sure you can. Set a figure and we can go from there. You can try. There we go. And I'm sure we'll hit a number.
No, but I'm happy to be able to share again. You know, yesterday Yvonne had surgery. They finally took the port out of her chest. You know, she had breast cancer.
Yeah.
And she is now cancer-free, supposedly.
That's a blessing.
And you know, we go from there, and we just, you know, we keep hoping. And I keep wondering why I'm losing my voice. And now I'm wondering who's coming in. Oh, there's little Yvonne coming into the house. Alessandra Crystal Yvonne. Boy, she's moving in a hurry. Hello. Hi. And she's getting some hips on her. Uh-oh. You think that new boyfriend may be developed? She said, Dad, so I'll be quiet.
All right, Michael.
All right, I know y'all want to be... Huh?
You're coming on now, aren't you?
Yeah, we're on.
You're on. Okay. No, I mean, you're on for the next hour. So,
well, I'm on for the next 50 minutes. And you're welcome to join, and anyone is at 713-668-1230. I have a lot of stuff
and you got a caller who wants to say hello.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Lydia, you're welcome to join us. I know you're busy. You know, this is chump change to you, but
listen to you, Michael. I'm happy. I plan to spend a couple of minutes with you. I got about 5 minutes. I want to hear who's calling to say hello to you, and before I go on to the next thing, Mr. Harris, if that's okay.
Hello, caller. You're on.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Harris. I want to say welcome back. We got part of the team now. We need Alendria back, and happy belated birthday. You and my brother share the same June the 2nd. So
really
praying for your wife. Yeah, I think I told you once. When you talk to so many people, you never remember everything.
And don't forget, I'm an old man now.
Hey, that's all right.
You got CRS disease. Can't remember much.
You bring a lot of knowledge to the platform, so I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to say welcome back. I'm gonna listen to your show, and as soon as you bring up one of them fiery topics, I'll be calling back in.
Well, may I ask who are you?
My name's Anthony. Anthony.
Who?
My name is Anthony. I call into your show a lot when you have topics. We've gone back and forth about Israel and different things.
Oh, well,
I used to listen to you.
Okay, may I address that, the Israel thing?
Yes, sir.
As a Christian, and maybe I should say a so-called Christian, we're all conflicted by these things because, you know, based on what we are taught, and I'm not saying it's the truth or not the truth, but that Jesus was an Israeli per se, and you know, blah 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 blah, and so in the society in which we live, there are, I guess, traditions and religions and stuff that are honored, and there are traditions and religions that are dishonored. You know, like we almost have a Muslim ban in this country. And when we talk about liberty and justice for all, I keep wondering, why do the some decide what is acceptable and what is not. And whatever they say is okay, but what's not, they keep talking about building that wall between us and Mexico. If there were no Mexico, there would be no United States of America. Because I guess, and I don't know, why we play the race game, the religious game. And I was watching a bit of, what was that movie about the black girl who looked white and she was an imitation of life? They had two versions of it. I know you saw it, Paris. You were probably there when they made it. No, well, Paris has been around so many things. Paris is really, he's an international figure. Yeah.
Okay.
This man, who have you not worked with, Paris Elijah Eley?
I don't know. A lot of people, Mike. A lot of people. I love a lot of people, but I'm sincere when I say none like you, my brother. None like you. And I love it.
Well, but anyway, it is just amazing. Remember Kyle Rittenhouse?
Yes, the one that shot the children, the young man that carried the gun and shot the protesters.
He killed 3 people. He crossed state lines with a weapon and went and killed 3 people, and he is rewarded. He's not vilified, he is deified. Now, one of us may accidentally or on purposely have a gun and kill one person, and they want to send us to death row or to prison for life. This country is crazy. At least the leaders in this country are just flat crazy. They are so filled with hatred and the desire to tell everybody what they need to do without doing the things. That Bible, they says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So for all of you white supremacists out there, would you really like to be our slaves?
I doubt it.
So why are you doing to us? Would you like to see all of your schools closed, all of your heroes vilified for fighting for their rights as human beings just like you? I know you read the stories, you've seen the history of the lynchings, the burnings, the rapes, the robberies, the destruction of our communities. In fact, they're doing it now. Paris, you know about that. What do they call that thing, that big center where they have all the electricity coming out of that nobody wants around them? What do they call those things?
The data centers.
Oh, yeah, I should know. I should have asked Lydia. Sorry, Lydia. Yeah, data centers. Would you want a data center next to your palace?
I wouldn't.
But,
and I don't think anyone would, anyone else either. Go ahead.
But I'm just talking about, so they target our communities.
Yeah.
They mislabel our communities. We get the polluted water. We get the factories. We get everything that somebody else doesn't. If a community needs to be taken over, I know, in black towns back in the past, they would just flood, build reservoirs and things in order to run us out. Now they're shutting down schools in order to take over. The Fifth Ward, Sunnyside, all of these places are in danger because they're in, close to downtown Houston, and they can get more money out of them if they run off the Negroes and the Mexicans and whoever else happens to be there. And we're supposed to act like we don't know that we're being targeted, that our land is being taken, we're being taxed out or denied services out because they can't get their garbage picked up. Their sewer lines are backed up. The ditches that they use to control water are overflowing. And as soon as we leave, guess who will move in and build hundreds of $1,000 houses?
Yeah. And redo the infrastructure while they at it, too. Yeah.
Yeah. But we're supposed to be dumb enough not to realize that games are being played for their economic benefit. I'm 74 years old. I thought that once I got a certain age, my taxes would be cut down because I'm not working. especially not on a full-time job. Hell, they're trying to go up on the taxes.
Well,
So,
I'd like to ask a question.
Okay.
Oh, what are going to be your times so I can kind of tune in? I know when Mr. Parrish is on for the morning magazine.
Oh.
What are you going to be your hours?
Well, hey, I'm an old man. Once I do 60 minutes, I'm through.
Okay. When are you going to start the 60 minutes?
Well, we started that last week, didn't we, P?
Yes, we did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
So I missed it. My work schedule changed. So
Sometimes
I'll
on Monday
tune
there
in.
may be a little hiccup because we have we have another show
Yeah,
that
but-
comes on.
Yeah,
We have
10.
another- Yeah, at 11 we have another
11.
show.
Okay, yeah.
So, and it's really not about having a show. It's something that I enjoy. I wanted to do all of my life. I grew up watching Walter Cronkite and those guys, and never saw a Negro until who was that first Negro? Don't tell me you can't remember who he was. Well,
what first Negro? Who you
The first black
News
anchor?
anchor.
Are you talking about the first
Yeah.
black
Oh,
news
the
anchor?
first black anchor. Oh,
Max Robinson. I don't know.
Max Robinson. Max Robinson.
I
think it
don't know.
was.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, no, I think it was. I think it was. You may be right. On
I used to
ABC.
watch him
On
when I was
ABC.
younger.
On
Yeah.
ABC, right? Max Robinson.
Wow, he was the first one. There wasn't one before him.
No. Because
Someone before him?
it happened in the 80s, didn't it? Or was it the 70s? Was it the 70s?
Maybe the 70s.
Yeah.
I would think the 70s. Oh, wow.
See, now that's where Lindry comes in. Lindry would have his answer so fast for it.
well, we love Olympia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, welcome back, and I'm gonna keep listening for you. I like your show. I like all of your shows. Everyone up there, y'all present a lot of good information.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll keep listening. Thanks. Yeah. Bye.
Okay.
Okay.
And so,
Michael, the first
Yeah.
black television news anchor is Mal Good.
Oh, my doggone. Yes.
Buried in 1962.
Mel Good.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
yeah.
On
Now, I remember him being. I remember
Radio.
him being a reporter.
Me too.
I don't remember him being an anchor.
I don't remember him as an anchor. I don't remember him as an anchor. I remember him as an ABC reporter, I think. Yeah, because when he was, I remember him coming down here, Mike. Remember speaking at a dinner one night. He was 60-something then. Yeah.
Yeah,
He
and,
was. Yeah.
and that's all that I'm referencing. I was born in 1952, and one of my favorite shows was Amos and Andy. and I have Amos and Andy videos, and this country has done everything that it can to structure things. One of my favorite movies is Gone with the Wind, because again we see the manipulation, the characterizations that they have given us, and to this very day, it seems like. Well, I still kind of wonder, even when I look at our local anchors. Most of them are good, but I wonder how many of our children. Okay, I went to UH, and I know Samika Knight and others, went to UH. Melanie Lawson, she went out of state. I think Melanie even got a law degree, and she came back and she became an anchor. But how many locals? I know Samika Knight is, and the other girl on young lady on 13. But do we have any UH people, even who happen to be black or Texas Southern people who happen to be working in our television broadcast institutions, even though they are taught radio and TV here?
No. I don't know of any off the top of my head, Michael.
So what do you think the problem is? Our institutions are graduating us with those degrees. We have the talent.
I don't know. You know, it's kind of like sports too. We have a lot of great athletes that come out of Houston high schools, but not very often do they get recruited to U of H. I'm not sure about even TSU. So, yeah, I don't know why that's the case. That's interesting.
You have any?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was on another line here trying to get. What was the? Give me the question. Give me the question again.
But basically, it's about the openness of opportunity. What's the mayor's name now? The funny-looking guy.
John Whitmire.
John Whitmire. Now, well, I can't tell you some of the stuff I know about John. I'll just keep my mouth shut on that. But I don't understand how they can supposedly be our friends, but once they get into power, they direct all of their money elsewhere. Now, there's been a lot of talk about what happened with Garnett Coleman and that group that did the Emancipation. What was the name of that? Now they're changing everything over there. What do they call it? Emancipation Avenue, that project over there? And how that was closely scrutinized. Now, Donald Trump is in the White House. He's been selling Bibles, T-shirts, rings, MAGA this, MAGA that. I thought we were the United States of America, not the MAGA states of America. So we just, white people, it seems, or people with money, can do and start anything that they want and get the support of our elected representatives. And the reason they're able to get it is because they have billionaires who will pay our people. But when are we going to start demanding that the people that we elect represent us and not big money, not the powerful? Our elected representatives should not be bought and paid for. I was watching Roots last night. I have 2 copies of Roots. And, you know, they went all the way from Kunta Kinte back in Africa all the way up to the 1920s or whatever. When are we actually going to be able to move up? I don't want to call Donald Trump a SB or anything like that. But when people like him are placed in positions of power, it lets you know that the country that supposedly is for liberty and justice for all is basically a white supremacist nation, because Trump is a white supremacist.
Mm-hmm. Michael, I'm going to step out on that and let you get to the rest of your listening audience. But thanks a lot, and look forward to hearing more of you. And on Friday, I will, we'll speak to each other.
All right, very good, very good. Thank you so much. All right.
Now, Paris,
yes, sir.
As program director, manager, or whatever, is it okay for me to say that I believe Donald Trump is a white supremacist?
Yeah. I think the First Amendment covers that. I think so. I also want you to know you got a couple of callers here too.
Okay, well, 713-668-1230. You're on with Paris, Elijah, Eley, and Michael Lawrence.
All right. Let's get a caller in. Hello, caller, you're on.
Absolutely. Mike.
Yo.
Welcome to your house again.
I'm just a prisoner.
And since you was talking about movies now, I'm a movie buff since I was a little kid. My mother got me off into looking at my movies with her, Green Pasture and stuff. But my favorite movie that if I think about it, a tear might want to come to my eyes, so I don't want to think about it too much, was Imitation of Life.
Yeah.
You know, the little black girl that look white.
Yep.
And that
Yeah,
for,
I have both. I have both versions of it, Spivey. The original and the one that was the remake. I was watching them last night, believe it or not.
That was fantastic. And I did not know. I thought James Cagney played gangsters all the time until I saw Yankee Doodle Dandy, and that dude was dead.
Well, you have to be talented. True actors and actresses are extremely talented. They are able to do so many things.
That's true, Mike. And it's just good to hear your voice, man. I just want to out about the movies and stuff, and I've just been listening. I love listening because nobody sounds like Michael Harris.
I have a question about movies. Did you go see the Michael Jackson movie? Did you see it, Paris, too? What did y'all think?
No, I haven't seen it yet. Michael. I
It's
intend
been
to.
years since I used to go to movies all of the time, but it's been years since I'm waiting for it to come to TV or cable.
Well,
and I do want to
believe it
see
or not,
it. Did you see it?
Oh, yeah. I told you, my friend Daphne Sampson. But who was Daphne when I met her? But we lived next, in the same apartment complex area. And she's Kendrick Sampson's mom. And Kendrick played, Quincy Jones in that movie.
Oh, okay. What you thought of it?
I actually liked it, and Jafar looked so. I don't know whether they put Michael's face on him or not, but he looked almost just like his uncle.
Did he dance like him?
He danced like him. Again, I don't know whether they, if the technology would allow them to put his face on Michael's body. And I thought it was great, but it's already on like pay-per-view or something like that. And I just wonder what was the problem with my...
Well, I am most definitely, I can tell you right now, I like the entertainers because of their skills. Michael could sing, and as far as I'm concerned, the closest thing to Mike is, they may be equal, that is James Brown. And I've been to every single concert, me and my family, since we started coming to Houston. I was looking forward to seeing him in This Is It, before we died, while he was doing that. So he is a fantastic. You think he sang good on TV and all that? He sets the stage on fire when he dances. When I saw him in person, so he do his singing. Ain't none of all that dubbing and stuff. He's just a natural entertainer. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know. Nobody can top him. That's just in my opinion, because I don't think nobody can beat this man dancing. And
now Paris was in A&R. Is that what it's called, Paris A&R?
No, I was in marketing. I was in marketing. The A&R department is a separate part where they actually go out and get the talent and get them signed. So that was a different department.
Okay, but
we all work together in the same building. We're in the same offices. We're in the same. Yeah.
So who are some of the entertainers that you worked with over the years, including Ike Turner?
Well, it's kind of an extensive list. It's Teddy Pendergrass, Earth, Wind and Fire, Lou Rawls, the Jones Girls, the OJs, the OJs. I don't know. It's such a long list. What's her name with Given the Night singer? I can't think of her name now, but you guys know her. Crawford.
I know
Crawford. Yeah, Crawford, and Barry White, and it just, I don't know. It was because it was CBS at the time, and then Smokey Robinson, when he went into the second version of his life, Smokey Robinson, the Temptations, Diana Ross, and the Pointer Sisters, and of course a lot of newer acts at the time like Cheryl Lynn, Heat Wave, when Johnny was alive, Johnny Wilder, and also Johnny Gill and a group called Today and Patti LaBelle. So yeah, those were the names. Those are the names.
Let me tell you something about
I know
Smokey
you were.
Robinson. I'm going to tell you something about Smokey Robinson. Even though I'm a fan of Smokey, but lately, in his 80s, he been still live performing. He can't be trying to be sexy up there because he look like a sick old man. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Stop saying, Smokey.
Let me tell you something, man. You can't take 3-inch steps and be sexy. I know. I'm telling you, man. You know, I mean, you know what? It's like I look like Fred Sanford sometimes, man. You know, I mean, come on.
It's embarrassing.
I don't know. That's not directed. It's not directed at Smokey, but I'm just saying I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
He's smiling like he know he's gonna take some women home. It is embarrassing.
Well, you cold, Father. You cold.
It's the truth. So look, if you look at the performance,
but we got to
go on YouTube.
Yes, but we got a full bank though. I gotta run. Okay.
All right,
okay. Because you know Michael's here. They gotta know. They gotta know.
He mentioned, but you mentioned Lou Rawls.
Yes.
Lou Rawls gave me one of the biggest surprises I'd ever had in my life.
What was that?
He was over at the Budweiser brewery place that used to be out on I-10. I don't know if it's still there or not.
Yes.
And he come into town for something, and somehow I ended up being invited over. And something happened, and things had to move back, and so he and I ended up alone for a couple of hours. And he asked me, did I know a fellow by the name of Joe Johnson? And I said to myself, Lou, do you know how many Joe Johnsons? Yeah, I know it. But he asked, but he was specific. He gave me information, and I knew Brother Joe. He attended Greater Jerusalem over there with Reverend Leo.
Yes,
and it surprised me because I just seen Brother Joe as an old man who was trying to be what do you call it, a promoter of concert.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
I did not know that Joe founded the Chosen Gospel Singers.
Okay.
The group that Lou Rawls got his break with. Man, we have all kinds of people in our community who have done outstanding things that we know nothing about because this society does not, I guess, celebrate our victory.
Yes. That's why it's good when you bring up somebody like Brother Joe Johnson. I mean, these people make contributions. They are a part of our culture. They help move it along. They help advance it. You know. All right. Speaking
and help people become stars. I just wanted to give that shout out to Brother Joe and all the others out there who are trying to help young people grow and develop their talents. Keep doing it because other people they just may just want to exploit you for as long as you can.
Sure.
But yeah, be quiet. Me.
I know what you say. But I pick up on it. I mean, you know, you're good. Hello, caller. You're on with Michael Lawrence.
Michael Lawrence Harris, man, I tell you, we call him the top jock, and then Mr. Paris Eley, the prophet. What a combo. You guys doing well today, I imagine.
I'm good.
Yeah, Mike.
Oh,
listen,
I'm okay for an old man.
Yeah, I understand that sentiment. Believe me. I was able to pick up a stage name in your absence. Now I go by a cup of coffee.
The guy I missed. Yeah, I embraced it. But listen, the guy I missed, Mike, that you used to have on around this time was the guy that would say, "Can I take you to lunch today?"
Brother Thomas Foster.
Yeah, that guy. He always had a good contribution there. And my question though to you is that did you ever cut a Top Jock promo or commercial?
I don't know what you mean.
Like
you talking about
highlighting
to lead into the show, or
yeah.
just
That's what I'm getting at. Yeah.
I have plenty of promos, but when and they're here on tape at home somewhere. I kept copies of most of my. And I guess my phone number is on the black web again, the dark web. I've gotten 5 calls thus far from people who I have no relationship with whatsoever.
looking for money, right?
Right.
Yeah, I think I might have made one of those calls. But listen, Mike, you said 2 things there when you first came on. You made comment about President Trump being I think you said white supremacist. And then you made a comment shortly after that saying that, or before that saying that we should demand more from the politicians. That you said something to the effect that because of the influence of money, whatever demands that a person has that doesn't have any money, they don't get those demands met, right?
There's something similar to that.
Yeah, and I think they don't. I don't think they interrelate. But I have a question though. You've been around. You shucking hand. At least met these politicians. And been in their company and so forth, and all this kind of thing. When how would you go about getting a person or a politician to try to meet these demands that the community has?
By education, motivation, and cancellation. If you can't produce, then you got to go.
Okay.
We hire our representatives to represent us. What would you call these people? Well, the rich, they buy their representatives to represent them. And it's their money versus our humanity. And 99 times out of 100, their money wins. And we've got to find politicians who are more concerned about humanity than they are about building their bank account. You can't represent me when you can be bought. It's like your wife, your husband. If some pretty woman comes along and she wants him, and we're talking to the women now, and he runs after her because she's pretty and rich, will dump you, then you know what? You never had a good man. And the same thing for the woman who has a man who will dump him or dump her for a pretty woman with money. You never had anything because all these people are just out for themselves. We need politicians who are there. What did they say? Of the people, by the people, for the people. How did that go, Travis? No, not Travis, Paris. When y'all wrote the Constitution way back when.
Of the people, by the people, and for the people.
Yes. Not for the rich.
For the people, yeah.
Yeah, I don't, that, if you're saying 99 out of 100, that the politician is only interested in the money class, per se,
Well, I'm not saying that they're. Yeah. I'm not saying that. I am saying that they can and are bought. They can and are greedy. Some of them get in it because they know it's an easy way to get money if they get elected. We need to hire people to represent us who are dedicated. It's sort of like being a preacher. Now, you can get you a preacher who can hoop and holler, who will screw every woman in that church if given the opportunity.
Yeah.
Or you can get yourself a preacher who can hoop and holler, who will be telling that woman and those men to be decent husbands and decent wives and to raise their children. It depends on the mindset of that person. And many of our politicians today ain't nothing but hoes.
Okay.
They are political whores.
And that's why they won't leave. But that number you gave, though, is 99 out of 100. So are you hopeful?
That was just, what do you call that? I have no way of knowing what number it is. I just said something to make a point.
I mean, but I just want to ask about your sentiment going forward, though. Are you hopeful, or are you cynical, or are you disappointed? I mean, what's your sentiment going forward as far as these receiving representation?
It's just a matter of us getting our heads out of our butts and accepting what is the truth, that most of the politicians here in Texas don't give a damn about minorities. They will lie to you to get you to vote for them, and once they get in office, they show you who they really are. Look at the fight. Who was that? Ken Paxton, and what other scumbag was it running against him? Because you had two scumbags running, in my opinion. And
well, how did this? Go ahead.
Okay, so how do we end up with two scumbags?
Yeah, that's a fair question. Oh, go ahead, man. That is a fair question, you know.
But it's the money. The rich know that the poor want. And all you have to do is give the impression that you're going to be for them. You lie to them because they don't care. You have no way of hurting them once they get in. And so they'll act like they're your friend, and you'll vote for them, and they'll get in, and then you'll find out that one of Trump's cronies, Trump himself, paid millions of dollars to him and other people in order to trick us into voting for them. They mean us no good. When's the last time you saw a politician that really meant us some good? Not a non-black politician or a non-brown politician. Because hopefully many of us will sell out our communities as well for that bag, whatever that bag is.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Mr. Eley. And Mike, try to enjoy your day.
Okay, and I'm not saying all politicians. I've met some good ones in my time. Like I like Al Green. I've known Al for 50 years. Now, is Al able to do everything that he wants? But he would wave that cane. But guess what? Al didn't win. I'm not saying the other person was bought off either. I'm just saying that we have very few fighters, and we have a whole bunch of people who will cooperate.
All right. Another caller, Michael. You got the lines hot today. Hello, caller. You're on with Michael Lawrence Harris, Top Jock.
Wow, man, I was descending into a slumber, but there was the disturbance in the force, man. And what do you know, man? It's like I was trying to figure out if this is Return of the Jedi or The Empire Strikes Back up in that bad boy. What's up?
Ain't nothing. I'm just an old man knowing that my days are short, and I don't want to waste them.
Well, you know, I hear you. I really do. I've did some research and everything, and I didn't realize how many people we lost during COVID. I tell everybody out there, if you haven't heard anything from anybody in a while, Google their name and type obituary after it. You might be in for a rough afternoon. seriously. Very, very serious. But anyway, you guys are talking about Houston and why it is the way it is. I will tell you that when I blew up out of that bad boy, within 3 months, I was able to accomplish more in 3 months, more respect, more opportunities, more appreciation for, and it wasn't a cakewalk. And when we say more, it's not, it's not like it was, a hot buttered sunshine. But I met a person that you guys met and everything. I met Lou Rawls in L.A. He was at my job. And yeah, he was like, "How you doing, young man?" I was like, wow. I went over there and I called my mother and I told my mother who was there, and I still have a slight ringing in my ear from the shriek that my mother let out, man. But that was truly a moment, a moment in my life, and it couldn't have happened except, where it happened at and everything. Paris said, what year was it that you were dealing with Lou Rawls at Motown?
76, 77. Well, no, maybe it was the 80s. It was in the 80s, I guess. Between 76 and 78, we did the album When You Hear Lou, You've Heard It All. And Unmistakably Lou, I believe the other one was. I was... first I started off, I was in the marketing department, so I was his product manager. But then later I became the vice president of promotion, so I headed up the promotion department. So it was over a period, about a 10-year period. It's a great guy.
Did you,
terrific guy.
Like late to mid 80s when Motown was over there on Vine and Sunset?
That was Motown. Yeah. I joined Motown in 90. In 90 was when I went to Motown. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I met him. I met him.
But I met him. He was on. He was on Columbia. He was on the Columbia label. He was with Philly International in Philadelphia. Yeah. So that was during the 70s that we were rolling. Same time the OJs and
I got you.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, one thing that you probably didn't know is when you saw the movie Superfly, they used some of Paris's furs in that movie.
Oh man! Wow.
Oh, funny boy.
Now it comes back. It comes back so easy, doesn't it, Mike? It's just like reflex.
I get knocked off the square, man. I get knocked off the square. I can't stand.
So Paris says, man, Paris, you just got those coats, man.
Mike.
My God.
I just wondered, did he still have them?
Oh, man.
Paris was sharp as a tack, baby. They were wearing them furs back in those days.
But, what I was saying is I encourage more people to move. I'm sorry. The Okies moved. People moved to Detroit. When I hear about people up north and everything, this is a head scratcher that say they want to move back to the South. I'm like, wow. There are things going on everywhere, but just from my personal experience, from what I saw and everything, I had to readjust and everything and get my groove back and get used to my old groove and everything, because I had gotten to the point where I was frustrated and I knew that there was something. And it wasn't until I left that I just went, Jesus, that place sucks, man. And the people that I thought were my friends and relatives and stuff, because of the omniscience limited that they had,
You know, I mean, I encourage people to travel. Malcolm X traveled, and that's what changed him. But one thing I am glad to see, I'm glad to see U of H get more respect. I never could understand how a college that claims to be the third largest city in the United States, but is actually the fourth and everything, cannot get the recognition with these people, these amazing athletes and everything that I've seen down there. I mean, just crazy. I used to go and hang out over at McGregor Park, and I just saw some of the athletes and all over, baseball players, basketball players, football players, and everything. Football players that could run through a chain link fence, man. I mean, and just leave their outline in it, and the fence wouldn't even move. They ran through it so fast. But then when I see things like what's going on in Louisiana and with the voting, and then Alabama and all this and everything, I was like, dude, where is the nearest U-Haul place at? And that's the way I feel about it, man. That's straight up how I feel about it. And that's when everybody in my family took giant steps forward when they moved.
Okay.
Giant leap forward.
All right. We got a couple of other callers that we have to get in this morning. Michael, you're on. You're on with Michael, caller.
Yeah, great. Michael, good to hear your voice, man. Wish you well.
Hey, Ron, say hi.
As we keep moving, man, hopefully get better. Because there is a better if we continue to keep moving and keep thinking and keep embracing opportunities in front of us. But here's the deal, man. I'm looking at today, they've been talking about all the war, they've been talking about the racism, they've been talking all these different things that we see the world being onslaughted with today. And, we got to stop and consider something. The author and finisher of faith, faith is our one creator, is not the author of confusion. Prince of Peace is not the God of war. So, I even said this at my mother's services. One day we're going to have to realize there's a whole lot of superficial ideals that man is upholding at this point in time, that if we really say we want peace, rather than making war, we should be preparing to get beyond our differences. Anybody can cause a skirmish and cause trouble. We're going to have to start thinking about the idea about what's necessary toward a healing, a stability again. There is no, per se, new foundation for resolving these issues. We're going to have to think about this real close, man.
Ed, is that you?
Yeah.
Ed, what's up, baby?
Yeah. I'm thinking deeply, man. I'm always thinking deeply. I'm not one of those persons that try to look at things on the surface.
Okay, let me ask you a question, please. Mm-hmm. Because and it's not trying to catch you. I really want an honest opinion. You're at that new app called Looney Bee or whatever the heck it is.
What's that again?
That app, Looney Bee. Have you heard it, Paris?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't, man. What's it about?
Okay. It's an app that supposedly blocks people from being able to steal your information off of the internet.
Okay. Yeah.
See, I had my bank account compromised last month. And they basically stole all my money. Please, just let me be me, okay? And I'm not asking, for anybody for any help. What I'm trying to figure out is if that app is good enough to block stuff, why does it have to be sold on the internet? Why aren't our banking systems providing it for us to protect us?
The systems in here are set in many ways to exploit people. So we all understand that. But one of the things I would think about is this here. I see all the troubles. And I wanted to say this real quickly. Because all the troubles that we're seeing now, the war, the racism, all these politicizations, the international differences, blah, 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 is all because man has not yet repented of the fall. And the institutions that exist in this world act as if that repentance should never occur, as if the Maker should never have the world that he intended. That's real problematic, man.
But if you have a business and you're doing it online, don't you think it's the business's responsibility, or even the government, since they allow this to happen? I
think it would be in an honest society. I think it would be better that we think in those regards, since they say you're supposed to have certain personal freedoms and privacies and blah 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 blah. But we know behind the scenes what's really going on. But one of the things I guess it might be difficult to talk about in this short time is this, man. Of this war that we're seeing right now, you ever stop to consider that scriptures actually talk about this stirring up of the Medes and the Persians as toward the latter days as something meant to predispose the world to look forward to peace? And the peace that, quite frankly, people dividing the world against the Maker after all their special interests can't really talk about. And the prophet said they wouldn't. But, this is some deep stuff, man, to start thinking about. Because like I said, all of this is a result of the fall. And the Maker does not uphold massive institutions that divide the world against it. That's not the love of the Maker. So we've got to wake up, man. Okay. But I agree with you. There should be